Welcome to another episode of the panel. We got some of your favorite people up here, right from the top. Lo, I'm coming to you, and I need to know who would you rather have to win a championship today in the NBA? Luka and Dwayne Wade, or Ja Morant and Kevin Durant?
And we talking about them at their best, right? Like their
Yes,
very, very
their
best.
best. Whatever year you classify that as.
I might actually go John and KD.
Mm.
I'm gonna go John and KD.
Would you like to give us some feedback as to why?
Too much redundancy with Luka and D Wade. Yeah, too much redundancy.
Got you. Chilltown, where are you going with that?
To be honest with you, I like Luka and Wade. And the reason why I like Luka and Wade is because Wade's going to keep the defense honest with his mid-range game. I think Luka is going to be also able to keep the defense honest with his mid-range game. Plus, he could stretch the defense shooting the long ball, and I think that they would be awesome in transition. Add that to the fact that those two guys, not Luka, but Wade defends at a high level on the perimeter. So I think he'll also be able to make plays and speed the game up for his team. So if I had to go between the two of those guys, I like Luka and Wade, no doubt.
Ticket, you got an opportunity to start a franchise. Ja Morant, KD, or Luka and D Wade. What direction are you going, and why?
What up, Ticket? What's up, brother?
What up, man? What's up, y'all? What's going on?
What up?
Marz, what up, baby?
What's up? What's good, bro?
All right. Hey, everybody in the building, man. Y'all stop thinking I got beef with Marz. No, I know beef with Marz. I like Marz. I think Marz a good dude. I'm just gonna spank that ass when we go Thanksgiving. But I think Marz a good dude. I think Marz a superstar and don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? In his own right. You know, I seen something in Marz. That's why I get at Marz like I do. A lot of you guys, you know, y'all take it the wrong way sometimes. We just talking basketball at the end of the day, you know. But honestly, like I said, I see something in Marz that he different. I like that. You know what I'm saying? When you got somebody that's real different like that, you know, he gonna stick. But yeah, I'm going with D Wade, man, and I'm going with D Wade and old boy and Luka because I've seen D Wade do it as the man before, you know, and I've seen him do it on his own team. With KD, he's yet to do that. You know, KD and what's his name are yet to show me that. So when you ask that question, I'm going with Luka and I'm going with D Wade because I think that Luka has shown me to this point he can get a team to the Western Conference Finals, a team that's not as talented as the other teams that was in the field. So you got two guys like that. I'll take my chance to win a championship with them before I do with KD and Ja.
Got you. Marz, how you feeling about this?
I'm going with KD and Ja Morant because I've seen LeBron and D Wade, and LeBron wasn't as ball dominant as Luka's shown to be. Luka's like the most ball dominant player I've ever seen. D Wade plays better when he has the ball in his hands. So in that situation, then you're picking between who you want to have the ball, and then it's like the fit just doesn't work well with me. Whereas Kevin Durant is a great player off the ball. He can allow Ja Morant to get the ball, apply pressure on the rim, and KD can just float around that. Whereas with Luka and D Wade, you're kind of just my turn, your turn, my turn, your turn. It just doesn't fit as well as I think. Because I don't think D Wade and LeBron fit that well. And LeBron took less of a load than Luka's been taking so far. So I haven't seen anything from Luka to suggest he's going to take that back seat, and I don't think it would work.
What is it? Is it fair to say, Marz, that Luka never had a guy that he played off of, where he can get the basketball to him and play off of that guy, as opposed to Dwayne Wade? Because when he had Shaq, I mean, the offense ran through Shaq when he first got there. I mean, even though Dwayne Wade was young, the offense ran through Shaq. So when you get Luka's never had a guy, so he had to be ball dominant. So he never had a guy where he could just go to for buckets regularly and make plays for that guy, less than he had to do for other guys. I mean, more than he had to do for other guys.
That's fair, but I'm just looking at it as how even when Luka gets off the ball now, LeBron provided value. He could cut, he could set screens. Luka, when he doesn't have the ball, he's just standing around. So even if he takes a back seat to D Wade to allow D Wade to shine, he's going to provide no value to you without the ball, which means you either want him on the ball where he can provide you value, or you get him off the ball for Dwayne Wade, and then Luka's being made redundant, like Lo said. So you end up, like from what I've seen, you end up having to pick whether or not you want Luka to be doing nothing for you without the ball, or you give him the ball, but then D Wade is having to just find his place next to him. I think Shaq and D Wade worked. Like you said, the offense did run through Shaq. But the reason it works is because then you're playing inside out. Shaq has that gravity, he can draw guys to him, and then D Wade's attacking off of that.
Right.
Luka doesn't have that gravity to that extent. He's a good player in the post, but it's not going to be where he's going to collapse the defense down there like a Shaquille O'Neal would, and that's why I don't think that dynamic is very similar. That's why I compared it more to a LeBron and D Wade.
Is it not fair to say that, you know, Luka being the Euro, he does know how to play off the basketball. He just hasn't had the opportunity to play off the basketball because he's played in Dallas, where they haven't given him another guy where he can actually run pick and pop action, run action off the basketball when he doesn't have the ball, as opposed to him playing in Dallas, where now he has the ball all the time. And when he's playing in Europe, he had the ball a lot, but he also knew how to play off the basketball in Europe. So I think that would have happened with him and D Wade, because D Wade is a good facilitator. D Wade is a really good facilitator, and he's looking for other guys too. Now, the question is with Luka playing off the basketball, how much better could he be? I think Luka, being as smart as he is, being as polished as he is, I think that he can get other guys involved playing off the basketball and get other guys shots and get himself involved as well.
I think it's possible.
I think Chill's hitting it right on the money. I think just because of what I've seen from D Wade and LeBron James, and D Wade at an older age, and the dynamic that they had, that's the reason why I would believe in Luka and Dwayne Wade. And Luka's a guy who, especially we're talking about winning a title, Luka's a guy who's probably had one of the best starts in postseason history from a young guy at that age. So a guy who I know is not going to fall in the playoffs. Dwayne Wade is a guy who I know could adjust to a guy who's as ball dominant because of LeBron James. There's no reason for me to think that wouldn't work better than a Ja Morant and a Kevin Durant, two guys where, you know, when we talk about Luka and Ja, I mean, Luka, in my opinion, is the better player. He's shown in the postseason what he's about. KD and Dwayne Wade is a little bit closer in my eyes, and especially a prime Dwayne Wade with the defenses provides, his understanding of playing alongside of LeBron James. I think that's the reason why that's more of a championship recipe than a John KD.
LeBron was also like elite level defender when he played with Dwayne Wade as well. Luka's at best average, and that's being kind. So you got to think about that as well.
No, I think about that as well. I'm not going to say they're going to dominate the same way as a LeBron and D Wade. Of course, that's the better duo in my opinion. But in terms of this question right here, because of what I've seen offensively, how Dwayne Wade was able to adjust to a LeBron James, there's no reason for me to sit here and think that he wouldn't be doing the same thing with Luka Doncic. And I think you put too much weight on Luka Doncic not really playing with anybody of that caliber and saying he's not able to play off ball. I really think he could adjust to that just fine.
And I also think that with Dwayne Wade's ability to defend and Luka's ability offensively, I think that his deficiencies defensively would outweigh that, as bad as Luka is. Plus, I think Luka is one of those guys, unlike other people, like unlike Ben Simmons, like we can hide Luka because of what he does offensively. Like you can't hide Ben Simmons because he doesn't give you much offensively. I think we can hide Luka more defensively because of what he gives you offensively.
It's a good tape. It's a good tape.
It's not capology. It's not capology.
By Mr. ESPN Chilltown.
Here we go. Here we go. I knew this was. I knew it was going to start. I knew it.
All right. I'm gonna let you bury yourself tonight.
I tell you, boy.
I'm gonna let you bury yourself.
Come get it.
Go ahead.
Come get it.
I'm gonna warm up and cook y'all.
Yeah, you ain't.
Well, what's up, baby?
What's up? Are we not going to talk about Ron?
What's going on, man?
What is Ron wearing?
Is he cleaning in the kitchen sink?
We not going to address what Ron is wearing right now.
Ron, cleaning in the kitchen sink. Check him out.
This tailor-made custom wear right here, self-made couture, baby. I
don't want to get too close to my boy because I want to dirty up his suit.
Ron looking like the top of a Rolls Royce inside. Go ahead, dog.
Yes, sir. Yo, I got a super chat from Zero, just vibing. He said 500 people in here. Like the video. Y'all know what time it is. My next championship edition, who would you rather have, is the 07 Spurs versus the 04 Pistons. In today's league, which team would you rather have on their respective coast? So the Spurs in the West, the Pistons on the East. Who makes a run to the championship and wins it? We're going to start with you, Lo.
The Spurs. What? That 04 Pistons team is too archaic offensively for that to work. It's just way too archaic offensively. So no, the Spurs are in a better situation.
No, Lo, you got to give us more than archaic. That ain't enough, man. No, because what you telling me is that this, yeah, because I'm looking at this the Detroit team. Everybody said that the Lakers was going to mop them because they played fast, because they had talent, and they basically served the Lakers in 5.
Well, he said in today's game.
So in today's game, a Detroit Piston team, they couldn't play. Their offense is basically archaic today. Is what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Because they don't.
I mean, both. To be fair, both of them are, but the Spurs just have way more options to be a bit more fluid in today's game offensively in 07. Like the personnel that they have on the roster is a bit more compatible with today's game and the way that players are being defended. But you just can't have players like having somebody like Ben Wallace on the floor.
Come on,
is
don't do that.
crazy.
Here we go. Hey, don't do
Don't do that.
Nah.
See what you doing now is you killing your whole argument, because like they said the same thing, like you said, against the Lakers. The Lakers was more high power offensively, even though the Spurs had a better you could say offensive options all around. The Lakers were a better offensive team than the Spurs. And Detroit shut them down completely. Shut them down. So when we talk about the Detroit Pistons team, I'm rolling with that 04 team, because that 04 team was something that was unheard of. And then don't forget, in the finals, Big Ben was getting buckets in the finals in that series. He averaged a double-double, I think. So he did enough. Then when you look at Chauncey could go off and give you 25 if he needed to in any certain game. Rip could give you 20, 25. Tayshaun Prince give you 17, 18. And then they had, who else they had on that team? They had
Tayshaun Prince in 04 is not giving you 20 to 25.
Bro, I didn't say
he said 17.
25. See, don't put words in my mouth.
He's not giving you 17 in 04. What are you talking? It's 04.
I said
it's 04.
Night, he can give you that, bro. Stop acting like Tayshaun Prince can't give you 17.
Not in 04. That's a sophomore year. That's a sophomore year.
He could, bro. What was his high that season?
He was averaging like 10 points that year.
No, I said his high.
Oh my gosh.
I'm telling you, on any given night, those guys could give you those numbers. I didn't say every night, Lo. I said on any given night. That's true. Because on that Pistons team, it wasn't always the same person every night. One night it might have been Chauncey. One night it might have been Rip. One night it might have been Tayshaun that had the upper hand. It wasn't one dude that was just carrying the offense and everybody else fell in line like it is on the other team. So cut it out, man.
He had 7 games the entire season where he was able to produce more than 17 points.
Okay, but guess what? That was because look at the situation his team had. They had balanced scoring on the team. So even though they didn't score a lot, they had balanced scoring, and they had one of the greatest defenses in the history of the NBA.
I got to go with the Spurs. Even though what Lo was talking about, I got to go with the Spurs because number one, they beat them the next year in 05, that 04 team. The Spurs dropped them in the finals.
That's a different year, though. Year to year is different.
Well, they basically brought back not only did they bring back the same unit, not only did Detroit bring back the same unit and was better, what we can't forget, ticket. What we can't forget is that was a ticket.
You know basketball, bro.
Right? I do.
Every year, it don't matter if you bring back the same team, bro.
Right.
It matters where those dudes at in their career.
Right.
If you older and longer in the tooth, you might not be the same as you was the year before. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Look at Kendrick Nunn right now. He's 3rd year in the league. This man look completely different than we look like the last 2 years.
No, we're not doing
No,
that.
He missed a year from injury. These guys just.
I'm giving you
that example is a bad one to use.
I'm giving you an example of how from year to year a player can fall off depending on the team, the situation, everything. You know?
Now here's the thing, ticket.
Only a chosen few are consistent every single year, and then once you start getting older, bro, look at Chris Paul right now. Look at the fall off, bro. They're getting older. That Pistons team, that wasn't no young team.
No, it wasn't a young team. However,
them guys
they were all like around their prime.
What are we talking about?
That's what I was getting. Well, that's what I was getting to. So when we talk about that Detroit Pistons team, number one, they were in the middle of it. And just so you know, ticket in 04, when they went to the Eastern Conference Championship, they go to the Eastern Conference Championship 3 more years in a row.
I know
that's how good they were. Add that to the fact that 05 Pistons team, I mean, they took them to 7 games, and it was in a dogfight. Now
It
you
was
fast
one
forward,
mistake that lost the series.
right?
We
So that
know
was
it's the wrong man.
so when we talk about that Detroit Pistons team, they were very similar, and they very well could have won the NBA championship. Nobody really fell off. If anybody, if
Yes, they
anything,
did, bro.
if anything, Tayshaun Prince got better. Sheed had got, Sheed got better. Add that to the fact that this 05 team, that 07 team, Tony Parker was better in 07.
Way better.
Okay,
Tony
ESPN
Parker.
chill. ESPN chill.
Oh my
you
God.
ethering yourself. You ethering yourself, dog. Why are you ethering yourself? Because that Pistons team was so good, it came down to one possession when they lost the next year. So they would have beat them had it not been for that one possession where Rasheed made the mistake. That was one possession that lost that series.
And now we're talking about a better version of Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker in 07.
Listen,
I'm
telling you that I think the 04 team, the year before that, I think that team, it wouldn't even have went 7 with the Spurs that next year. Because I think that team was better than the team that was the next year, bro.
I like to think.
I don't see how a team just drops off by that far of a margin. The team went to a game 7. The team went to a game 7 with the San
It was a
Antonio
one-possession
Spurs.
game, and it was a one-possession game.
Were better than the first year. That's what everybody say. They still had Bron. They still had D-Wade. They still had Chris Bosh. But everybody say, yo, that Heat team the second year was better than the first year, but they still had their main core guys.
Right.
But the teams, it varies from year to year. They wasn't the same caliber of team they was the first year, they was the second year. I'm saying that about the Detroit Pistons.
Well, the problem that you having with your go ahead, I'm sorry, go ahead. And the problem with that logic is it's backwards. And the reason why it's backwards because
but I'm telling you, it can be that way, bro.
It may be, but that's not the case because that Miami Heat team, they were better the next year in 12. And in fact, they were better the next year in 13. So they got better each year. Add that. So we get back to the Detroit Pistons.
They didn't get better each year. They got worse. They won the back-to-back, but they barely won that back-to-back.
They barely won that back-to-back. You're talking about that third.
Remember, Pop handed them the series. Let's keep it 100 now. When he took Tim Duncan out, that's how close them series were. So don't say they were just getting better.
He took Tim Duncan out because Tim Duncan, they had the lead. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
It's free throws. That has something to do with bad coaching. Pop take your big man out, can't get a rebound down the stretch. Bosh gets it, kicks it, rest is history. Cut it out, bro. All this stuff we talking about is minuscule.
What are you talking about? In 2012, in 2012 they were 46-20, and then in 2013 they broke the record.
28 straight, dog. 28 straight.
28 straight. So they were definitely a better team.
How many years were they together that time? That was the third year you said?
That was the third year.
Yeah.
That was
the year they won the back-to-back, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so you think the second year of the back-to-back they were better than that first year?
Yes, I do.
100%.
I do believe that. No doubt about that.
Especially because LeBron was peaking that year too. Yes.
And that's the same logic that I'm bringing with the 07 Spurs. They were better. That 05 team that beat the Pistons, that defending champion Pistons, that 07 team was better than them. Tony Parker was better. They had Michael Finley. They had Bruce Bowen. Those guys were better than what they were in 05 than what they were in 07.
I'd have put all the money I got to my savings that 04 Piston team beat that Spurs team, bro. That 04 Piston team was different, bro.
They were different.
Bro.
They were different.
That was a different team, man. Bro, Debo, Big Ben Wallace controlled the league, man. He controlled the league, dog.
We're talking about in today's era,
defensively, he controlled the. Come on, this is facts. He won
we were talking about in today's era, though. We're not talking about back
He's
then.
comparing them to that Spurs team.
I know, but we're talking about which team in today's era, not which team in the 2000s would be more dominant.
I thought he asked which team. I'm saying that I'm taking the 04 Pistons team, and I'm telling you why I thought they were better
in today's era.
No, it's today, Ticket. If you
listen, I don't care if it's tomorrow. I don't care if it's next year. I don't care if it's next goddamn century. Ain't nobody in the league playing defense like them dudes playing right now. Like them dudes playing then. Ain't nobody in the league playing defense like that now.
San Antonio did have. I think San Antonio had the second best defense in the game.
I was about to say,
just so you know, San Antonio had. I think they had the second best. I think they had the second best. It was the number one and the number two. It was the number one and the number two. It was the number one, if I'm not mistaken, Lo. I think it was and I don't know this for a fact. Maybe you can look it up. I think it was the number one and the number two defense in the league playing in the NBA Finals. I don't think we've had that.
Okay, so watch this. If Ben Wallace was in his prime playing in this era, the same Ben Wallace that was in 04, bro, the man averaged him at 18, 19 rebounds, bro. That Rudy Gobert stuff averaging 15, that's child's play to him, bro. These
What
big
does
men
that
in the
have
league
to
now,
do with them being better
that's
than
it.
Duncan?
And then hold on, let's go down the list. Rasheed Wallace in this game stretched the floor, hit threes.
Yes.
Are y'all out your damn mind? Chauncey Billups, Mr. Big Shot, hit three. Pull up in this game. But now you ain't shooting 3 threes a game. You shoot 6, 7, 8. Man, cut it out, man.
I'm glad you. I'm glad you mentioned. I'm glad you. I'm glad.
Better than Tony Parker nor Manu Ginobili at their prime in today's era.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Lo.
I'm just saying it's not everything you're saying is fine. But none of that is better than Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili in today's game. It's just not.
Well, not only that, but you're talking about Rasheed Wallace being able to stretch the floor. Tim Duncan had a money mid-range. Tim Duncan had a money mid-range game. That's number one.
Big Shot Billups. You don't think Mr. Big Shot himself in this era, shooting threes would have been better than what Tony Parker was?
Tony Parker. Just so you know, during that time, that was it. And if I'm not mistaken, during that time, it was still a big man's game. Tony Parker led the league in points in the paint for guards. So this game, so we talking about a game. So we talking about a game that's either played at the long ball line, or we talking about
today's game is predicated off what? The 3 ball.
Right.
Okay, ESPN chill. Now let's get it right.
Not only that, but
today's game is predicated off the 3 ball. Who shot the 3 ball? Who was more prolific shooting the 3 ball? Whose game would edge more in this era?
Manu Ginobili.
Not only Manu Ginobili, but if I'm not mistaken, I mean Bruce Bowen, he was the best corner 3-point shooter in the game during that time. It wasn't like Bruce Bowen wasn't stretching the defense. Tim Duncan canceled out whatever Rasheed Wallace is doing because he had a money mid-range game.
I can cancel that. Like I said, they had Rasheed Wallace on that team.
Right.
Wasn't Antonio McDyess on that team too? Or was he on the next year?
No, he was on that crew.
You sure?
Yeah, he was on that crew in the 04 when they lost to the Spurs. I think he was on that crew.
Another big stretch the floor. So I got all kind of bigs that can stretch the floor and shoot, play in this era. Rasheed,
McDyess was not on. McDyess was not on the team.
He was on the next year.
He was on 2005.
With Rasheed on this era, Rasheed Wallace, the original big man outside of Uncle Cliffy. And you know this, Chill Tail, so stop capping, bro.
I'm not capping.
It's the more I look at it, the more it's just obvious the 07 Spurs. That's a crazy part.
And to bring some things into perspective.
What is this game? Hold on, time out. Watch this. What is this game predicated on today? Game is predicated off what?
Shooting the long ball.
Drive and kick, right?
Shooting the long ball and getting to the basket.
You got a point guard that he shoot the hell out the 3 ball in Chauncey. Prolific. You got your center, your big man, your center is probably one of the best, if not the best, big 3-man shooter in the game at that time. Fact or fiction?
She could crack it. She could crack it.
He was not the best though. No, he wasn't.
Who was a better 3-point shooter
than
Rasheed Wallace?
Dirk.
Okay, time out. Okay, I said center. Dirk didn't play center.
Rasheed wasn't a center. He was forward. He's power forward.
He was playing the center.
No, what was
playing?
Wallace played the 5.
What was Wallace playing?
Look,
Dirk played the 5 and 04. Dirk played the 5 and 04.
I'm about to say Dirk is playing the 5 and 04.
Bro, okay, so time out. Okay, hold on. All right, let's play your little game then, Lo. Dirk and then who? Rasheed. Okay, then.
Where was Rashard Lewis at that point?
He won in front of Rasheed Wallace.
Oh,
bro, you know what Rasheed Wallace was coming from Portland?
Bro,
Rasheed was doing?
Rashard.
No, but we're just talking about shooting the ball.
We're just talking about strictly shooting the ball. Rashard Lewis is better than him as well.
If you put Rasheed Wallace in this era, bro.
Nobody's not arguing that, but he was not the best.
Okay,
he wasn't even top 3. He was not.
This is what I'm saying to you, though. Listen what I'm saying, because I'm about to stretch you out real quick. No homo. Watch this.
That was crazy.
Watch this right here. If you put Rasheed Wallace in this era, right, his average go from being 17, 18 to like 24, 25. You know why?
Even if
don't do it. I ain't finished.
Keep going. We listening. Keep going, Ticket. Keep going.
So then you put a big shot, Chauncey Billups. His average go from 18, 19 to around 23, 24, right?
Never in his life. But
let's take the carbon copy of what DeMar DeRozan is doing, and let's talk about Rip Hamilton.
Right.
Now, hold on. What's DeMar DeRozan been averaging the last 3-4 years in the league? DeMar DeRozan was in the MVP conversation last year, playing the mid-range. Stop playing with me, boy.
That is the dumbest argument I've heard.
We got to move on to the next one.
You said there's gonna be 3 players who average 22 plus?
Marz and Dub, I need y'all to tap in. Who are you guys taking?
I would take the. I think it's very close. I think Lowe is kind of underselling how good that Pistons team and how good they could play in today's era. Rasheed Wallace would definitely be playing very well. Chauncey, all those guys could play very well in this era. But I would give it to the San Antonio Spurs. I just think with Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, and Tim Duncan, it's like that's just something I'm just not going to bet against.
That's
So
what I'm
I would
saying.
have to
What
go
are we
with them.
talking about?
These dudes act like I'm saying something that's foreign, Ron. If you took Rasheed Wallace and put him in this era, he was the original big man shooting threes and hitting threes. Now, you magnify and take that and increase the amount of shots that he would have gotten in this era more wide open because the defense ain't the same as it was back
Rasheed would be
then.
wild. Rasheed would be wild in this era. He would be wild in this era. I agree wholeheartedly.
Rasheed would be damn near 25 and 10 guy easy, bro.
Rasheed would
I'm
go crazy.
gonna keep it a buck.
Easy. It's crazy.
Rasheed damn near gonna make Joel Embiid untie his shoes for real.
Thank you.
Y'all might not want to hear that, but
Nah,
hey,
I'm with y'all.
Rasheed gonna make
In his
Joel be
post-game
like, you know
chill,
what? I'm chilling tonight. I don't even want to play tonight. Low management.
Come on, bro. Hey, Chilltown. And Rasheed's post game to go with his post game was lethal too.
I would never. This is what I don't want to. What I don't want to do, Ticket. I don't want to go up against Rasheed Wallace. I was there in 2000 in the Western Finals. I saw them play against the Lakers, and he's the only guy. And I'm talking. I was watching Malone. I was watching Joe. He was the only guy that I saw in the box that I thought to myself, I think this dude could score every time he touched the ball. I don't think they got no. They had Shaq. They had AC Green. We talking about big time defenders, and I'm watching Rasheed Wallace on the box, and I'm thinking to myself, I really think that this dude could score every time he touched the ball. If y'all go to him, he's the constant buckets. However, when I think about this San Antonio team, they were better in 07 than they were in 05, and they beat that defending championship team, and I think that they would have beaten it.
Yo, Marz, tap in right quick before we move on to the next one. Who you taking?
I didn't know the question was in today's game. In today's game, I got the Spurs, but I do think the Pistons in 04 were a better team in 2004 than the Spurs were in 2007. But in today's game, I got the Spurs.
Okay, cool. So speaking of Dirk, we brought him up. We're gonna move on to our next one. Who wins the championship in today's game? Nash and Dirk Nowitzki, or Chris Paul and Kevin Garnett?
What? Bro, that is the craziest argument I've ever.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, that's an easy one.
It's easy. I know.
It's easy if Chris Paul stays healthy.
It's not easy as y'all think.
I mean, I'm just gonna be real. It's easy to tell if Chris Paul's
It's not
healthy.
easy as what y'all. Hold on. It's not easy as what y'all think it is. If that's what you're saying, depending on where you're going with, it's not easy as you think it is. Either way.
If we talk about no injuries,
Okay, you go. Okay, low.
If we go no injuries,
You go
it's
first.
it's
CP3
so
and
obvious
KG.
who it is. If we talking about no injuries,
Doug. Low, you go first, and if you slip, I'm gonna bust your ass. Go ahead.
if we talk about no injuries, not only is it Chris
Everybody's
Paul,
healthy, Low. Everybody's healthy.
If everybody's healthy,
Low, you
Everybody's
better
healthy, Low. Everybody's healthy, Low. No injuries, Low.
If
No
we're
injuries,
talking
Low.
about no injuries,
Low,
it's
no
so
injuries. Please
obviously
don't slip.
KG and Chris Paul that it's not even a conversation. It's not even a conversation.
Well, okay. Now let's go ahead and let's get to that point right there. First of all, the choke artist himself, Chris Paul, in his prime, out of his prime, at the end of his prime, not gonna work. And then Kevin Garnett, let's keep it real. He couldn't do what Dirk did, so cut it out. He couldn't lead his own team to the chip. Dirk stayed in Dallas and led his own team to the chip. Hold on.
On what team?
Oh my
what
God.
team?
So let's get this right. Hold
On
on.
what
So
team?
let's get this right. Chris Paul has no MVPs. Nash has two. Okay. Nash took his team to the Western Conference Finals. Should have went to the NBA Finals. We know they got cheated that game against when they all got suspended and stuff. Cool, no problem. He got to the Western Conference Finals. But Dirk Nowitzki went to the finals multiple times off his back. KG couldn't take a team to the finals in the West until he went to the East. Cut it out. It's easy work.
On a better team.
He was
Okay.
on a terrible team.
He was on a terrible team. Kevin Garnett was on a terrible team.
Sprewell. He had Sam. It can get ugly like Sam Cassell. Cut it out.
And when he had those players, he made it to the when he had those players, he made it to the conference finals.
Bro,
That was the only year too.
And the team that he lost to were the Los Angeles Lakers when Sam Cassell was hurt.
Dirk had an equal or lesser team and won the chip.
Let's not. Oh,
What?
Dirk had an equal than KG that year or lesser team and won the chip. Remember, his second best player was hurt and didn't play in the finals.
Who?
Talk about Bron.
You talking about Sam Cassell?
Karan Butler was the Mavs' second
You
best
said
player.
Karan Butler is your second best
Stop wasting
player?
more time with these dudes, Ron.
I didn't know that.
I thought
You
this
said
was a legend
Karan. Are
winning,
you
man.
saying Karan
Yeah,
Butler's the
I didn't
second
know
best
that.
player on that
Bro,
team?
Karan
Karan
Butler
was
was
cold.
the
Hey,
second best
if
player
y'all
on the
might
team
not
that
be
year.
remember,
You out
Karan
of your
was
Yeah,
mind?
he was.
killing that
supposed to be
year.
the
And he
legend of
got hurt.
winning.
He did
What
get
is
hurt.
this?
Karan Butler
Karan
was
was
not
going
the
pull it
crazy
up.
second
that
best.
year.
Pull it
Karan
up.
Butler was
Pull
not
it
the
up.
second
Pull it
best
up.
player on that
Because
team.
if I ain't better than Big, I'm the closest one.
Karan Butler was
Get out
not
of
the
here.
second
Get
best
him out.
player
Get
on
him
that
off the stage,
team.
Sandman Sims. I thought this was a legend of winning.
Karan Butler was not the second
I
best
thought
player on
he
that
was the
team.
second best player on that team that year. I thought it was a legend of winning.
Why was he better than Jason Terry?
Bro, pull it up.
Why?
For what?
Pull it up.
Why?
Who got the better resume, him or Jason Terry?
Jesus
What?
Christ. Okay.
Everybody in the chat room, was Karan Butler, did he have a better career than Jason Terry, yes or no?
What does that have to
What
do
does
with
that
who
have
was
to
a
do?
better
Who was a better
player
player
in
that year?
2011?
Chill
In
town. On that team that
2011,
year-
who was
on
a
that
better
team-
player?
Chill town. On that team that year, who
Before
was
Karan
better?
Butler got hurt, he was
Karan
he was
Butler or
he was
Jason
before he got
Because
hurt.
if the
Karan
question
Butler.
is who had a better career, Jason Kidd was the second best.
No,
player.
no,
Why does that
come
matter?
on. Hold on. See,
Yeah,
I'm
that
gonna
is
step
true.
with your ass now,
Like,
like I'm gonna do on Thanksgiving, Marz. And I'm gonna tell you something, right? Look, you can look at this two ways. How you want to get your ass whooped? Just let me know. First of all, I said career. Karan Butler not only had a better career, so he was not only a better career player than Jason Terry, but that year in Dallas, Karan Butler was the second best player on that team.
But
brother.
why?
How? Like,
What
based
you
on
mean?
what?
I think you could make a good argument Tyson Chandler was probably better than him.
Bro, he only played 29 games. He can't be the second best player on the team if he only played 29 games.
He got hurt. Yeah,
Okay,
he ended up,
Okay, so he can't be the second best player on the team
Okay, so that's
if
my
he played
point.
29 games.
Hold on. So tell me, that's my point. What did they do? Is that my point or not?
No, it's not because Jason
Bro,
Terry
come on.
still
Hold on,
average.
okay, let me explain it to you.
There's
I
literally
just
no
told
argument.
you- see, that's the problem with you guys. Y'all don't listen. I just told you that year Karan Butler got hurt, right? So what did I say? I said that Dirk Nowitzki did more with equal or lesser than the amount of talent than did Kevin Garnett when he had the big three over in Minnesota. And he only
Calling
got
that a big three is crazy.
So am I right? Time out. Hold on. So
Wait,
which
Minnesota big
hold
three?
on. Time out. Which big three was better? Dirk, Jason Terry, and Karan Butler, or KG in his prime, Latrell Sprewell, and Sam Cassell?
Sam Cassell was hurt though. You keep leaving that out. When they got to the conference final, Sam Cassell
so now we even.
was
Okay,
hurt.
so now we hold on. So now we even.
So name the third player then.
Time out. I'm saying
Name
it. Hold on. If you're saying Sam I Am was hurt,
So name the next player on the
Karan
team.
Butler. Bro, I'm saying Karan Butler was hurt. So the next player you talk about is Jason Terry on one side, and on the other side is Latrell Sprewell. Who's better, Jason Terry or Latrell Sprewell?
Chat. Do not make dumb arguments like this. This is
Ain't
not
no
a
dumb argument.
It's not a 3-on-3. It's a 5-on-5.
Bro,
We're talking about a Dallas Mavericks team.
Ask the crowd.
We're talking about a Dallas Mavericks team that had a big who was performing at an all defensive league level. We're talking about a player in Jason Terry who's coming off the bench.
Okay, and so was Kevin Garnett.
Who?
Kevin Garnett was playing at an all defensive level.
I'm talking about the teammates.
I'm talking about his team. I'm talking about KG.
So name the team on Kevin Garnett's team that was playing at an all defensive level.
None.
Kevin Garnett. Period.
Let me reiterate it again because you're not listening to me. Name the teammates.
I ain't finished yet.
Name the teammates.
Was a great defensive player.
Who?
Let me finish.
Who?
Huh?
This dude don't know basketball, man.
Who?
No, I just didn't hear the name he said.
Who was the name?
He don't know basketball, man.
Who was the name?
Bro, listen, man.
What was the
I'm gonna
name?
give it to you one more time.
No, what was the name of the player who played at the all defensive league level?
Hold on. I got it right here. I'm gonna pull it up right here. Right? That year we talking about with Kevin Garnett. I'm gonna tell y'all what his roster was right now. And I'm gonna
I already know what it was.
Even then, you're using 1 year out of every other year.
The
1 year he had help.
No,
the 1 year he had a competent team, and it was arguable he would have beat the Lakers with Sam Cassell.
Would I take Dirk and Steve Nash?
Against Kobe and Shaq.
No, I said, would I take Dirk and Steve Nash? Hold on. I said, would I take Dirk and Steve Nash over Kevin Garnett and Chris Paul?
Chris Paul, yes.
And I said, Chris Paul has been a choke artist,
which is
even
also
when
a
he was
lie.
in his prime.
Go ahead,
Chris Paul was up in the Western Conference Finals, couldn't get it done.
Yeah, it's
Chris
a lie.
Paul, we see Chris Paul blow 3-2 leads. So listen, okay, cool. Him and him and Steve Nash, they disqualify each other. All right. So now I'm looking at Dirk and Kevin Garnett. And what did I say to Legend of Losing? I said, Legend of Losing. I said, bro, I'm rolling with Dirk because I seen Dirk do what KG couldn't do, and he had a lesser team than KG had at their best.
And you're lying.
How? KG had.
So go through the team. Go through it. That's what you say you're going to do. Go through the team.
This nigga right here, man.
Because name me the all-league defender on that roster.
Bro, okay, but when I bring up all-league defender for Ben Wallace, it doesn't matter.
I never said it didn't matter.
You just downplayed it.
I never downplayed his defense.
Okay, here's the roster right here. Here's the roster, right? Because now I'm really finna barbecue your ass. Like I said, Trenton Hassel was a great defensive player. You must have forgot.
I said, let me take it. Let me ask the question again because you're hard of hearing. Name me the all-league defender that was his teammate.
No, I didn't say his teammate. I said he was.
And I'm gonna ask you again. I'm gonna ask you again.
He had great defenders on the team.
Name me the all-league defender on his team.
Bro, let me ask you this question.
He can't do it because it wasn't there.
Let me ask you a question.
Oh my God.
Let me ask you a question, Lo.
Oh my
God. Who has a Defensive Player of the Year award? Watch this, y'all. To the whole chat room. And I'm cooking low. Watch this. Who has a Defensive Player of the Year award? Kevin Garnett?
Ticket, that logic doesn't work because he didn't do it until he was in Boston, and that was 4 years later. That doesn't work. That logic doesn't work, Ticket. No.
And we're talking about the teams they had, so you using KG to boost up the team you had.
ESPN won't help him out.
I'm
My
not.
argument is this. My argument is that KG offensively and defensively wiped out what he's talking about. I'm saying that we know Dirk didn't play no D. Hold on, time out. We know Dirk didn't play no D, right? So watch this. So he's using the argument saying, "Oh yeah, well they had Tyson Chandler." Okay, Negro, they had Kevin Garnett. He was a defensive player of the year.
Kevin Garnett had himself. That's the argument you're making.
He's basically arguing Kevin Garnett had to do more because he was just a better player, which does nothing more but actually justifies my point even further.
Low. You said Sam Cassell was hurt. Sam Cassell played 81 games that season.
He got hurt against the Lakers.
You got hurt against the Lakers.
No. I said that because Lowe said that, only played 27 games. He said that
Karan Butler.
Now I'm finna slow cook this dude. Now watch this right here, right? So let's keep it 100. They both was hurt in the playoffs. Sam Cassell and Karan Butler. Now let's X those two out. Now, Legend of Losing. Let's get on to the next part. Once again, who had a better roster? KG, without Sam Cassell, had Kevin Garnett, Latrell Sprewell.
You're saying he has himself. Bro, this is no fucking bullshit. Stop telling me that he has himself. Name me the teammates.
Hey, let me ask y'all a question. Why don't the Legend of Losing want to let me finish?
Because you sound dumb. Stop saying himself. Stop saying that Kevin Garnett has Kevin Garnett's. Name me the teammate.
You won't even let me say their roster, bro.
You're saying him. We're exclusively talking teammates.
Ticket. Get this roster off, Ticket. We need the roster. And then Dub and Marz and Chill. I need to hear who you guys got.
All I'm saying to Lowe is this, bro. On KG's roster, if you took out Sam Cassell because he was hurt, if you took on Dirk Nowitzki out, old boy, because he was hurt, Karan Butler. Who do y'all think had the better team outside of those two guys?
Mavericks.
The Mavericks.
You think the Mavs was better than them dudes?
Yes.
Hold on, tell me. With a 37-year-old J kid.
Yes.
You think? Hold on. So let me get this straight. Right? So they still had, and this is Kevin Garnett and them. They still had on that team. Let me put this up right here.
Just the roster?
Yeah, no, I'm talking about that year.
Yeah.
Bro, they still had Latrell Sprewell in double figures. They still had Wally Zerbiak in double figures. And then hold on. Why you laughing? You acting like an old.
Finish it. I want you to finish it.
Bro, all Dirk had outside of them dudes, he had the old J kid that was 37. He had an old Sean Marion, and he had Tyson Chandler and JJ Barea. That's better than what Kevin Garnett had.
Yes.
Look, he had Latrell Sprewell and Wally Zerbiak. What the hell is wrong with you? Wally Zerbiak made an All-Star team, right?
That year?
No,
I
he didn't make the All-Star team that year. No.
Okay, so what are
said
we
he
talking
made an
about?
All-Star team.
We're talking about
So did
1 year.
Sean Marion and
Ticket.
Jason Kidd was
Bro,
the MVP.
Jason Kidd has multiple all-league. What are we talking? It's not a career
He's
argument.
legend of winning. He got a whole crew that put up his videos for him. I do mine off the muscle. Listen,
I can't tell because you're looking right now. You still sound dumb as hell.
I'm gonna break it down for this boy again because he don't know basketball. Once again, y'all. Once again, Dirk Nowitzki, outside of Caron Butler, he had an old J kid, 37 years old. Right or wrong, Chill?
Yes.
Okay. He had an old Sean Marion. What did Sean Marion in Phoenix? Right or wrong, Chill?
Correct.
Okay. And he had JJ Barea.
I think the real question
wait,
you have to.
I'm sorry.
A midget.
Go
A
ahead,
midget.
go
Right or wrong?
I'm
Now
so
watch this.
serious.
Now watch this. Hold on.
No,
Watch this.
stop. Please stop.
No.
Please stop. Because you're actually forgetting the second and third best player on the roster.
He had Wally Zerbiak.
Bro, this
who
nigga is
averaged double
retarded,
figures.
Bro. What are we doing, bro?
He had Latrell Sprewell.
This is such a dumb argument.
He had Fred Hoiberg. He had what you call that team? Troy Hudson on that team. They had a solid team around him, bro.
Bro, shut the fuck up, bro.
10%.
God damn, this is such a dumb argument.
Yeah,
You literally actually overlooked the second and third best player, which was Jason Terry and Tyson Chandler. You immediately went to a 37-year-old Jason Kidd and Sean Marion. That's what you went to, but you didn't actually talk about Jason Terry and Tyson Chandler. So since you're dumb, I'm going to slow it down for you again. Name me the all-league defender on the team. Name me the player who is as good as Jason Terry. Name me another player who's giving double figures in Sean Marion, who's a quality defender on the perimeter. Name me, and who else?
You asked me, hold on. You said name the
Who
player.
else?
You said, hold on. You said name the player that was better than Jason Terry. I said Latrell Sprewell.
All right, so all right, y'all arguing in circles. Come on, Marz.
No.
Marz, I need to hear from you.
Hold on, Ron. I'm DJ Khaled. Keep going.
Keep going.
I've asked you from the beginning. Name an all-league defender. You can't do that.
Said, hold on. You just told me, and I cooked your rotisserie ass. You just told me to tell you who was better than Jason Terry. Latrell Sprewell.
Now name me the all-league defender.
Next.
I'm asking
who you got next?
Yo, bro, shut the fuck up and listen.
Okay, let's keep going in.
Let's keep going in.
You want smoke? Come get
the
smoke.
all-league defender.
Bro, Kevin Garnett won defensive player of the year.
Bro. I'm about to leave, bro, because this nigga's retarded.
Can we put this argument to rest? Kevin Garnett played 12 years with the Minnesota Timberwolves. 1 year, which was Sam Cassell's in 2004. That was the only year he had an All-NBA performer. Not 1 year in the 12 years he played in Minnesota did he have an all-league defender on his team except him. Not 1 year. But anyway,
I said when he had help,
right?
When he had that help, Dirk Nowitzki had his help. Dirk took his team and won the chip. Dirk went to 2 finals.
Correct.
Right? Kevin Garnett couldn't even get that team to the finals. I'm telling you, based off what I saw, I'm rolling with Dirk in that situation.
All right, Marz.
We'll move on to somebody because he's retarded. So let's move on to somebody else.
Who you got, Marz?
I got Chris Paul and KG for the fact that they're both elite defensively, and Chris Paul provides a level of elite playmaking, shot creation, taking a load off of Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett's a better passer than Dirk Nowitzki could ever dream of being, plus defensively. I think just the overall fit of how that would work compared to how I saw Steve Nash and Dirk when they played together in Dallas, even though that's not peak Steve Nash, the defenses on that team would always let them down. So I'm just going to go with Chris Paul and Kevin Garnett for that reason.
Yeah, I know you're going to go with them, Marz. That's why I'm going to stump on your little ass, too. Because you want to be in the crowd. You gonna get
the reason you went with Dirk Nowitzki is because he won a championship.
That's his argument. He won
the argument is Dirk won a championship. Like Kevin Garnett doesn't have a championship.
The real question you should ask yourself, Ticket, is who could do more on the different teams?
Like I said,
where do you think?
No, Dub. Stop being Marz security guard. He don't
I want to ask you a question, though. I need to hear
hold on.
this,
I'm going to get to you 1 second, Dub.
Go ahead.
Cut it out, Marz. Marz, at the end of the day, like you know and I know, all that stuff you said don't mean nothing because Kevin Garnett passed and all that stuff, it didn't help him get to the finals when he was with. And then guess what? When he went to Boston, like I said, They should have won more chips with that team, right or wrong.
He got hurt.
He got hurt in 09.
He got hurt.
Bro, hold on. Bro, Kobe Bryant got hurt during the run too. When he was playing, he got hurt against Dirk. Did he make an excuse when he got beat? No.
He wasn't completely incapacitated, though.
No,
that doesn't work. Ticket, that logic doesn't work. Ticket, no.
He's dumb, bro.
I do.
When you get on the court,
right? I do know that. But here's the thing. Here's the thing about Ticket.
Kevin Garnett wasn't there. Like I don't know what you want him to do.
Well, not only that. Right, like Kobe Bryant had a dislocated finger. He had a dislocated finger, and he was able to play through that. No question about that. He had a bad ankle. However, Ticket, we arguing oranges and apples. Kevin Garnett had Kevin Garnett had a torn meniscus, man. He couldn't run.
Okay, let me ask you this question.
There's a difference. He couldn't
run.
run.
Every year in Boston? Hold on, every year in Boston?
But
we had him in 09 and it was trying to recover by 2010.
How many years did KG play in Boston?
5.
Oh my God.
5 seasons.
He played 5 or he played 6?
5, yeah. He got there in 2007. So from 2007 to 2012, that was his last year.
The first year he got there, right?
Yeah, he won a championship.
All right.
Excuse me.
Now, from then on, how many years was KG hurt in the playoffs?
From then on, how many? I mean, everybody's hurt in the playoffs, but Kevin Garnett's injury.
No. You said he had a torn meniscus. So that's what I'm saying. How many years was KG hurt where he couldn't play in the playoffs?
He didn't play in 09 and he came back in 2010.
1 year. Okay.
Right.
So let's do it again. They had the original super team, is what y'all say, right? With him, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce. That's what everybody say, right? Okay, so look. So watch this right here. They even said this, that they underachieved. They said they underachieved. See, it's funny when you guys argue with me, but
actually,
them said they underachieved.
And Kevin Garnett also said in that same interview, because I saw the interview, he said, quote, I would like to have seen that Miami Heat team when we were younger, which means that they were on the other side of who they.
Let me ask you a question, because I'm going to put my horns on your ass now. Listen, since you giving KG all them passes, bro, Kobe Bryant, he wasn't expected to go to 3 straight finals with Pau Gasol. He wasn't expected to win 2. So
that's why they made the trade for him. Yo, you hold up. No, you hold up.
Literally, he said literally nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Even being brought up.
No, nothing.
Excuses out of the window.
I think what we need to ask Ticket is Dirk Nowitzki and Kevin Garnett. How good would they have done on the different scenario? So if Dirk is on the Wolves, how good do you think they are? And if KG is on the Mavericks, how good do you think they are? Hold on, let me finish. You've been talking this whole time. I think Kevin Garnett on that Dallas Mavericks team is probably just the same or slightly worse because of 3-point shooting. And Dirk Nowitzki on that Wolves team, bro, they're not the same team at all because of the defense that Kevin Garnett provides. Let me say this to you, bro. It's not about changing teams, because if you did that, you could do that in NBA history for every team. But you're bringing up all these moments. You're bringing up all these moments, and you're saying this guy won and this guy lost, and that's what you're doing. Let's talk about them as players.
Doug, you sound like the dude who sit up there crying about the year that Giannis whooped KD and them.
It's not about that. He won already. They both won. They both won.
What? No,
they both won.
No. Dirk won as the unquestioned leader.
Dirk was known for being a playoff choker. Dirk before that ring
was the best player on the team.
Yeah, Dirk Nowitzki was known as being a folder in the playoffs.
He was not the best player on that team when they won a chip. It was Paul Pierce. Cut it out.
Yes, he was.
You are aware, Ticket, that Kevin Garnett was the only one that averaged 20 in the playoffs that year, right? When they won the championship. I don't need to hear you.
So Andre Iguodala was the best player on the team.
Let's take that. Let's not even do that, Lo. Let's not do that, Lo. We don't even got to do that, Lo.
No, winning finals MVP doesn't mean you're the best player
on the team. He doesn't make you the best player on the team. That's what we're saying.
Doesn't mean that.
No, that's nasty, Lo.
No, you're nasty by saying he won finals MVP, so now he's the best player on the team. No, winning finals MVP does not make you the best player on the team.
No, it does not.
Everyone knew Kevin Garnett was the best player on the team.
Lo, what did Paul Pierce average that year they won the chip?
How many points did he average?
Well, actually, no, I'm saying what was his average across the board that year?
Well, I can tell you this. I know his numbers went down in the playoffs. I know that for a fact.
No.
He averaged. I'm about to answer. He averaged. So are you asking me what he's averaging in the finals or just the year?
No, I'm saying for the year, and then we go into the final.
Right.
For the year,
he averaged 20 points in the regular season, 5 rebounds.
What did KG average?
KG averaged 19 points.
Okay, so come on. So watch this. Look in the playoffs and tell me what Paul Pierce versus KG average in the playoffs?
KG averaged more. I don't even need to look that up.
In the
KG
playoffs, KG averaged 20. Paul Pierce averaged 20. If I'm rounding up,
19 points.
Okay. Now let's go to the finals. What did they average in the fight? This is how you cook these dudes.
Same thing.
See, that's why they don't like me.
Same thing.
Middle fingers and say that's the bad guy.
Kevin Garnett averaged 18. Paul Pierce averaged 22. If I round up.
Finals MVP. Take your
bow.
So the same man who said Kevin Garnett was a defensive player of the year is completely ignoring the fact that Kevin Garnett was the
He was that year.
He was that year. What are you talking about? In 2008, he was defensive player of the year. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? In 2008, he was the defensive player of the year.
In Minnesota, that was 2 years early in Minnesota.
No, in 2008, he was the defensive player of the year. In 2008, he was the defensive player of the year.
Sam Cassell, and because remember that last year they was trash that he was in
Minnesota.
Mm-hmm. So it wasn't the year before. Marz. That's why I said
you are wrong. You are objectively wrong.
Ticket. When did KG win? Ticket. When did KG win DPOY?
Don't bring no notes.
Ticket. When did KG?
You're the one that's wrong. Bring your own notes because you need to do some research because you are wrong.
I got it right here in front of me.
Okay. Check the 2008 defensive player of the year. Just check it. Just check the 2008 defensive player of the year.
Marz, I'm saying to you right now, even Kevin Garnett was saying Paul Pierce was the best player in the world.
What's that got to do with anything I said? What's that got to do with anything I said?
What year did he win DPOY?
Say what?
What year did he win DPOY?
He won it when he was in Minnesota before.
He did not win the defensive player of the year ticket in Minnesota.
You're dumb.
No, he didn't.
You're dumb.
Hold on.
You're dumb.
Defensive player of the year?
He won it in 08.
No, he did not win. He won the defensive player of the year in 2007, 2008, the year that they won the NBA championship. That's when he won it. He won the league MVP ticket. He won the league MVP.
No idea what you're talking about.
Unlike Low, I take my L on that one.
That's fine. That's fine. He won the year you talking about ticket. He won the league MVP that year in the
OPO. And he was third in MVP in 2008 as well.
So for people who don't know, just because you average one more point than somebody else doesn't make you a better player. Kevin, I just told you one player in the I just told you in the regular season, one player averaged 20 and the other one averaged 19. When the difference in points is just 1 point, while the other player is not only the best defender in the league, but is anchoring the greatest defense in the modern NBA, that player is a noticeably better player than the other player who's only averaging one more points.
All right, cool. No problem, though.
All right, y'all. We're going to keep it pushing to our last Who Would You Rather championship edition in today's era, right now in the NBA. If you drop the 1995 Orlando Magic with Shaq and Penny, or if you dropped the 1998 Utah Jazz with Stockton and Malone, who makes a finals run and wins it? Who would you rather have to put your money on? Marz, I'm coming to you first. Yes.
Orlando. Penny Hardaway would be excellent in today's game. Young Shaquille O'Neal when he was more mobile. That's like the perfect Shaq for today's game.
Crazy. That'd be crazy, yeah.
And John Stockton doesn't look at the rim. So, Orlando Magic.
Yeah, you already know what I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick Shaq and Penny. Also, chat, keep putting them L tickets in the chat, man. Spam them shits, boy. Put them L tickets in the chat, my boy.
L ticket. Nigga, you got one thing right. You talking about
L. Put them L tickets in the chat.
Bro. I've been barbecuing you this whole time. You got one fact right about him being a defensive player. You said put the L ticket. They're gonna put the L ticket. They're gonna put the L ticket, and that's cool.
Put the L in the chat.
Hey, check it out. That don't stop my shine, baby. wait. I'm Deion Sanders in this thing, baby. I'm prime time, baby.
I don't think Deion Sanders would have ever fumbled anything like that.
I'm prime run this thing, baby.
Deion Sanders would have never fumbled nothing like that.
Let's go low.
Don't disrespect Deion Sanders like that. Please don't.
Let's go low.
Please don't disrespect Deion Sanders like that.
I ain't disrespecting Deion.
I like
it. Dub.
Go ahead, Dub. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dub. Go ahead, Dub.
I would have to favor more Orlando Magic. I think Penny and Shaq in today's era would just be amazing to see. So I got to go with those guys.
I think it's the 98 Jazz. And the reason why I think it's the 98 Jazz is because the way that the game is played today, Hornacek was one of the better long ball shooters in the game. Byron Russell was one of the better. Brian Russell was a really good long ball shooter. They had They had one of the best defenses in the game. Malone had a money mid-range game and is arguably the best transition four-man in the game during that time. Stockton didn't shoot as much in the playoffs, but I think in today's game he would be forced to do that. And Stockton is really efficient when he shoots the basketball. So I think that they would, and add that to the fact that 95 Orlando Magic team, they were pups. They were kids. They were kids. And we're talking about a veteran Utah Jazz team. I think that they would be awesome in today's game.
Wait, like 97, 98? That Jazz?
Yeah. Yes, I think they would be awesome in today's game.
Man, chill, man. Come on, man. Hey, when you supposed to be capping for the bro, you got this thing in reverse, dog. Bro, you know good and well that team was Shaq. They had shooters, they had a big, they had an electrifying guard. That fits perfectly in today's game rather than them old slow dudes that we talking about with Stockton and Malone, man. Stockton and Malone and them, they were a great team. And listen, they'd have been very formidable. But with Penny, Shaq, Nick Anderson, Dennis Scott, and Ho Grant, the list goes on. Come on, man. Cut it out, bro. They got shooting. They spread the floor. They got a dynamic guard who can take you off the dribble, hit you any way you want to get it, and Penny Hardaway. And they got the most dominant big man in the game, man. There's no question about it. If you look at the other help around what Shaq had, bro, that help fits perfectly in today's game because all you're doing is magnifying what they doing. Because now if you take Jeff Hornacek, right, and I play man to man on Jeff Hornacek and I don't leave him, what's gonna happen? Ain't nobody, everybody ain't double teaming Karl Malone like they double teaming Shaq. You know why? Because Karl Malone don't really play with his back to the basket so much. He like to play the pick and roll game a lot. Right. So that puts you in a situation where either you're gonna be trapping him off the screen or just going under. You understand? Depending on how you want to play John Stockton. Yep.
I'm glad you mentioned that. And because that's the main reason why I think Shaq and that team would have struggled, because Shaq was terrible in the pick and roll. He was one of the worst pick and roll defenders. As good as he was offensively and as good as Penny was offensively, the Utah Jazz, that's the way they got past the Lakers, because they used to put Shaq in pick and roll and he would just get destroyed in that. So I think that would be a huge problem for him today. Now, when you talk about
past the Lakers, we talking about? We talking about when Kobe had a ball head and was a kid?
What do you mean? They won 62 games that year. They had the best record in the league. What are you talking about?
No, I'm saying you said
they won 62 games that year in 1998.
Who you saying won 62 games? I'm saying who you saying won 62 games?
That year we talking about the 98 Jazz. That's who we talking about.
No, I ain't talking about them. You said when they got past the Lakers. I'm saying which Lakers?
Yeah, the 98 Jazz when they swept when the Lakers.
One more time, people. Marz, for the people in the cheap seats.
When the Lakers got swept by the Jazz and Shaq was on.
Okay, time out. So what I'm hold on, Marz, stop right there. So what I'm saying to Chill is that ain't the same Kobe and Shaq that was when Phil Jackson came. That was a baby Kobe that was just coming off the bench before then. With a ball head, and that was an unexperienced Shaq who had lost in the finals, who really didn't know how to win.
But then what's the 1995 Shaq? What's the 1995 Shaq?
I was just getting to that. I was getting to that, Marz. You good?
You just put yourself in the box, bro.
If you're saying 1998 Shaq is inexperienced, 1995 Shaq was.
You just took the words right out of my mouth, Marz. I was absolutely.
And Penny Hardaway, I mean,
the Orlando Magic team was better suited for this game.
I agree with that.
Who was the better three-point shooter? Hold on. Who had the more three-point shooters? The Jazz or the Orlando Magic?
Dennis Scott was an awesome three-point shooter. No doubt. Nick Anderson was awesome. Nick Anderson was an awesome three-point shooter. I think Hornacek was comparable, but I don't think he was as good a shooter as Dennis Scott. I'm not going to say that.
Hold on. So that's what I'm saying. Now watch this. Shaq was one of the most dominant big men in the game outside of Olajuwon and what you call, right?
It was just him and Olajuwon.
Yeah.
No, David Robinson too. David Robinson too. I'm sorry. David Robinson too.
Right. David Robinson too. But David Robinson's going towards the end after that, right? So now let's go to this. Now, Penny Hardaway, that's the X factor.
But the argument you use to try to talking about why the Lakers lost to the Utah Jazz, you can't sit here and then say, well, the 95 Magic is going to sit here and be dominant if they're not experienced as well.
Bro, no, you're not hearing me. Tell me that Magic team went to the finals. You forgetting that? They lost in the finals.
Go ahead.
And the Lakers lost in the conference.
Go ahead, Joe. Lost in the NBA finals. They didn't lose in the second round.
You got him. Y'all got it.
The Lakers lost in the conference finals.
They
didn't. Marz, you're understating it, Marz. They didn't lose in the conference finals.
They got swept.
Smoked. They got smoked.
Okay, come on. Hold on.
And you know why they got smoked?
Y'all
they
right about that.
And the reason before Marz mentioned it, I was getting to that. We talk
Okay,
about
so
it.
let me ask you this question. Then,
Hold on,
right
hold
here.
on. Let him get to that first.
At that
Let him
time,
get
do
to
you
that.
think Kobe Bryant was on Penny Hardaway's level?
No.
At that time,
But
in
he's-
year 2,
No, but
At
he's
that
not,
time,
he's not saying the
they got
Lakers got swept. He's not
They
saying
got
the Lakers
swept by
got
the
swept
Utah
because of
Jazz.
offense. He's not saying they got swept because
Who
of
do you
offense.
think was a better player at that time when they got swept by the Jazz? Penny or Kobe?
who was
At
a better
that time.
player? Oh, Hardaway was a better player than Kobe Bryant
Okay,
at that
come
time.
on.
However,
Okay, now we get to it. Now we get to
however,
it. So
however,
what I'm saying to you is that Orlando team got to the finals.
that did get to the
Y'all
finals.
acting like the Lakers
Absolutely.
team got swept. Okay, so
Right.
watch this.
Just
Now,
listen to what he's saying, though. Listen to
Yeah,
what Chill's
Ticket,
saying.
can you let him?
Because he's
let him
not
say his point?
arguing.
He's
It's not a
he hasn't said a
Kobe
point that he's
argument.
been trying to get off
Yeah,
for a
it's
while.
not
now.
a penny. It's not a Penny and Kobe argument. It's a Shaq not being able to defend pick and roll argument.
That's all it is.
bro, that don't mean nothing about today. Time out. That don't mean
What?
nothing about today. You know why?
It means more
Shaq
today.
would've
What are we
fouled
talking
their whole line out. Bro, Shaq would have fouled their whole line out today. Do you think Draymond Green and these dudes would be able to guard Shaq today? So
I don't
just
think
the
that-
same
I
way you're saying
I don't-
Shaq gets exploited in the pick and
correct.
roll. Hold
Correct.
on.
How-
Jokic gets exploited in the pick and roll.
Hey,
Joel
Ticket.
Embiid gets exploited in the pick and roll.
Right.
Did that stop them from dominating?
That is also
No,
There
so
we go.
cut the
Those
shit.
are
They don't
better
win.
arguments.
They
No,
don't
those are
win.
better arguments.
No,
Those are
it's
better
not.
arguments.
They
Bro,
don't win.
my
The
point-
Nuggets,
my point
the Nuggets
is-
can't
my
win
whole
because
point
Jokic
is
and defense
Carl
is
Malone
aggressive.
talking or not winning out of it.
The
Oh, yeah,
Orlando
of course.
Magic
I still have
team
it
is
on
better suited than the Utah Jazz in this era.
Well, the
That's
reason
facts.
why the reason why the
I
Joel
still agree
Embiid
with
the reason why the Joel Embiid logic doesn't work is because offensively Joel Embiid stretched the defense, so and he's more suited for this game. Shaq played primarily on the box. Shaq played in the mid range, 12 to 15 feet, but his game was primarily on the box. And guys like Joel Embiid handled the ball in transition. Shaq didn't really do that, making plays
Yeah, he
for
did.
himself.
Yes, he did.
No,
Shaq pushed the rock back then.
not
Shaq
like
pushed the rock up
Shaq
there.
did push the rock, but he didn't do it like Joel Embiid is doing it in today's
well,
game.
hold on.
I'm not saying that he
But that
couldn't
don't-
do it. What I am
He
saying,
doesn't do it, though.
That doesn't
what-
mean anything.
what I am
because-
saying-
Hold on. Watch this. This is why what you're saying don't mean nothing, bro. If you put Shaq when he was in Orlando
Yep.
in the league today, what do you
Correct.
think he would do, Chilltown?
I think he would be awesome today. I'm not saying that he wouldn't be
No,
awesome.
no,
However,
no.
however,
Throw a number
when I
out there. What do you think he'd average in the league today? Throw a number out there.
I think he'd be doing something similar to what he was doing back then. I'm thinking like 20
No,
between
I'm saying
25 and
throw a
30.
number out there and point
I'm
to
thinking
what you
between
think
I'm
he'd
thinking
average
between
today.
25 and 30, like 25
25.
between 25 and 30, no doubt.
He's saying
I think
25 to 30. He's
between
saying
25 and
Hey,
30.
yo, yo,
I think he'd be
I don't wanna
I
say that. Hey,
I
man.
think he'd be
Hey,
I
man.
think he'd be
Hey,
doing
man,
stuff
my
like
bad. I
that.
don't wanna say
And
that.
that
My man,
my skin a lot thicker than that.
25.
You ain't really tripping. You ain't
25.
tripping me on that.
Chilltown.
The problem that we have
Shaq would have averaged damn near 35 points per game in this era, man.
the problem that we having with Shaq, and what we just got finished talking about, Shaq's ability to defend the pick and roll. Utah exposed him in that. Not only did Utah expose him in that, that's the game today. And we're talking about the 1995 Orlando Magic with a bunch of pups. Shaq is in the league 3 years at that point. He's still trying to figure it out. So you're going to put Shaq in a league where Utah, who was just pick and rolling him to death, the other teams in the league weren't really doing that, which would explain why defensively he wasn't that much of a liability. Everybody in the league is pick and rolling today. So if you put Shaq in today, I ain't done. I'm not done. So if you put Shaq,
I just be talking.
Hold up, Ticket. Hold up. Let him get it off. Let him get it off. Hold up. Let him get it
Wait,
off.
let
Let
him
him
say
get
his
it off
point.
first.
What
Let him
about
get it
Greg
off.
Ostertag? What would they have done to Greg Ostertag in the pick and roll? Ether. Greg Ostertag was their center.
The hell does Greg
What they would have did with Antoine Big Dog Carr in the pick and roll? Ether. What they would have did with Karl Malone in the pick and roll?
Are you aware that because
boy, he's headshots
that is not true, Ticket? And the reason why that's not true,
Greg
Ticket.
Ostertag in the pick and roll?
What are we talking about with Greg Ostertag? We're talking about
That's
Shaquille
their
O'Neal.
center.
Would you stay focused, man? Stay focused. We're just talking about Shaq. Shaq struggled with the pick and roll in 1995. He had a very difficult time. 1998, that Utah Jazz team, Shaq was actually better in 1998 than he was in 1995. And they still got roasted. So now what you're going to do, you're going to tell me that we're going to put a 22, 23-year-old Shaquille O'Neal in today's game where they're running pick and roll all night. And it's not just one team. All teams do it. All the teams do it. Shaq is going to have a difficult time with that. Defensively, offensively, Shaq would be just as dominant back then as he is today, and it wouldn't be a question. Shaq would still be awesome offensively. He'd still clean glass. He'd still rim protect. He'd still be buckets. Defensively, having to deal with the pick and roll, Shaq would struggle.
Okay, now what would Karl Malone have did defensively?
I think Karl Malone would have been just fine defensively.
In the pick and roll? Karl Malone? Nigga, I should throw this goddamn chair at you, man.
Why would Karl Malone
at that age? You think he'd be fine at that age? 30.
Say it again. Say it again. You can talk about somebody taking the L. This dude on here lying.
Wait. If I'm not mistaken, wasn't Karl Malone first team all defense that year?
But
he was a first team all league defender.
Even if he was, we're talking in today's league. In today's league with the athletes,
y'all hate me so much.
I don't trust Adam Keefe. I don't trust Karl Malone.
I don't trust that.
Come on, man.
He did say Greg, and for all the guys in the he brought up Greg Ostertag.
Hold up, Dub. Get it off. Dub. Go ahead.
To all the people in the chat, he brought up Greg Ostertag, and I'm guessing Adam Keefe to try to explain that those guys, even in today's era, will be getting torched in the pick and roll. So what he's saying, that's irrelevant to Chilltown's point and Shaq getting killed in pick and roll as well.
But what's relevant? Hold on. What's relevant is Karl Malone. What's relevant is Karl Malone. Would Karl Malone have been getting cooked in the pick and roll? Yes or no, Dub?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he would have been getting cooked as well.
Burn slow. Is he Dame Diddy, Dame Daddy, or Dame Dummy? I get it. You Biggie and you Puffy.
For example, like the Dikembe Mutombo won DPOY, but I think in today's league, not like they would be able to get off on the Dikembe.
He gonna sit up here and talk about
he's
Shaq.
He's not the.
He's gonna ignore Karl Malone.
We're talking about.
Fair. That's what you're saying. I think back then, even
we're talking about a Jazz team that ran the pick and roll. So if I'm going to run the pick and roll, I need to know how to defend against it.
They can defend against it in the 90s, but in today's league with like the guards, the guard is just I just don't think Malone, and I agree, I don't think Shaq would either, but I think Malone also would struggle. Even if he's better, it'd be slightly better. And I would much rather go on the other side of the floor knowing for a fact Shaq is not only dominating with 30 plus a night, but he's manipulating defenses way more than Karl Malone was as well. I just much rather have that.
I'm Penny.
And the gap between Penny and Stockton is so wide. It's crazy.
Thank you, bro.
Penny in today's game is crack.
Karl Malone is tortured in the pick and roll. You think Karl Malone getting up on the pick and roll against Dame Dollar?
Yeah, not 34. He is not defending. He's not defending somebody like Dame and Luka and Trey on the pick and roll that high up. Oh hell no.
Do y'all think John Stockton will be able to guard guys in today's day?
Not at that age. Hell no.
No, I think Stockton was 35 at that time.
Yeah,
I think that he would have a difficult time at 35 years old against Damian Lillard and Steph Curry, and he'd have a difficult time against them dudes, no doubt.
That team, but you already know how I feel about that team, boy.
I got a couple super chats I'm gonna dive into, and then we're gonna get into some current topics that happened this last week. It was some major things that happened this week, some crazy stat lines. We're gonna get to that. Also, which young star will be the face of the league? We will get to that eventually too. My man Layez Buhadi, he said, "Y'all talking like y'all haven't watched Luka play this season. Luka been putting a lot of effort on defense."
Yeah, he puts effort. He's not.
You can try.
Great.
Yeah, we comparing him to. That's what we were saying. Talking about him
trying.
and Wade, right?
Yeah, just because
what were we talking about?
You talking about Wade or him and LeBron or something like that?
Yeah.
I said LeBron was an elite defender and Luka's average at best, and all of a sudden him trying changes that. But
no, our defensive scheme was crazy with LeBron.
I could try to defend somebody. I don't mean I'm gonna be able to do it.
Yeah, no,
exactly.
no.
Nathan Hicks tapped in. Appreciate you. He said Luka top 2. And he ain't 2.
Luka is not the best player in the league. I don't think
in Dallas, he is. Yeah, in Dallas, he is.
I got Luka in my top 5.
I think Luka's a top 3 player. He's not the best player in the league, though. No, I don't think that.
He's very close.
Yes.
Crazy Razanero said Ben Wallace today.
This is the worst.
Bam Adebayo.
This is terrible. This is awful. I can't believe you said that goofy shit.
He ain't finna do shit.
Get the hell out of here.
I don't even see the comparison besides the fact
Me neither.
6'9". Besides they're both 6'9". That's it.
That is it.
Ben Wallace in his prime today would have won Defensive Player of the Year every year. Every year.
I actually agree. I actually low-key agree.
Every year. It wasn't even close, man. It's like Joe Kim Noah said the other day on JJ Reddit Pocket. The man walking around here with 2 headbands around his arms, bro. Blocking stuff out the arena, bro. Getting every rebound. Clean up. Come on, man.
I actually agree. Ben Wallace was comparing to Bam is crazy.
Well, Bam's a great defender. Let's not do that.
No, but like
I don't Ben Wallace.
Even if Bam is a great defender, there's a sizable gap between him and Ben Wallace.
Yeah, I agree.
A sizable gap.
Sizable.
Black Eura Strikes, he said, Rasheed Wallace is the same caliber player as Anthony Davis in this league. Only Rasheed has more durability and heart.
Facts. Big facts.
Now, I might argue.
No.
I might argue Rasheed might be better.
No,
I don't think he's the same defender, but offensively, I think he's better than AD.
No,
I think
Rasheed
he's better
was
than
a
AD.
great defender.
I'm not saying he's not great, but I just think
No, I'm
Nah,
saying
AD's
he's
a
like
great
AD. He was a great help
I don't-
defender on defense. He was a
No,
great
I'm not saying
defender.
Rasheed was bad. I think AD's better, but I think Rasheed is better offensively. Like I think,
Oh, okay,
especially with AD jump shots the past 2 years. No, I can't.
Yeah,
I
AD
can
can't
take-
shoot.
So
Yeah,
he
AD
just
cannot
can't
shoot at all.
So
right
you're
now.
saying if
And I-
Rasheed was in today's day, you're saying that Rasheed would be better or close to Anthony Davis?
I think that a good comp is AD. I don't think he'd be as good defensively, but I think the shot would make him just a better offensive player. Like I genuinely believe that.
It's crazy how we like forget when guys are awesome and then they end up getting hurt. What happens to them? I mean, we just 2 years ago we was having a legit conversation of who was the better player because it was a legit. It was not a fake. No, it wasn't low. It was a legit conversation of who was better between him and Giannis. Now Giannis has clearly surpassed him.
No, it wasn't
Yes, he has. But we was no, it wasn't. No, it was not that.
ago.
long.
He's talking about in the bubble. He's
Talking about in the bubble. That's what
In the bubble.
we was having a legit
Yeah,
conversation.
2020 was
We were having a legit conversation of who was the better player. Now Giannis has clearly passed him as of now. However, now Anthony Davis, he had a really good mid-range game. Anthony Davis shot the long ball, but the problem was we didn't know Anthony Davis was made of glass. And to be honest with you, to see how I didn't know he was made of glass. Not only that, I didn't know, and I can't believe I'm agreeing with Ticket here. I didn't know he was that soft because I'm thinking about when I was a kid. I'm thinking about when I was a kid or when I was coming up. Like if you rolled your ankle, you can't be out a month. You can't be out 2 months with a rolled ankle. You serious? Like this dude is missing half the season with injuries that shouldn't be. But in terms of a talent, when I think about him and Rasheed Wallace, I think Rasheed Wallace might have been a better athlete. But when I think about him, I think about Anthony Davis offensively. I think he had just as good as box work as Rasheed Wallace. I think Rasheed Wallace shot the long ball better than him. I think that he was just as good as Rasheed Wallace in the mid-range. He was a better defender and he was a better rebounder. Rasheed Wallace had the fortune of playing on a better defensive team. Now, when you're on a better defensive team, what that does is that makes you look like a better defender. When in reality, you're not. Because what we do have to remember, Rasheed Wallace did play in Washington, and we never really talked about him as a defender.
Rasheed was the best player on the Portland team. They went to the West Conference Finals to get away from the finals.
Right. Well.
Hold on, and watch this though. Chill town. And here's the thing. Hold on. I agree with Lowe. It's not even close offensively because Rasheed could score with both hands. He was ambidextrous. Rasheed Wallace spent a whole game shooting threes left-handed, knocking them down. This dude can score with either hand. AD is the worst jump shooter in the NBA by far. And not only
he's been bad. He's been really
bad. He's been bad recently. No question about that. However,
he's been horrible.
He's been bad. Now, I'll tell you what I've been watching him, he looks really good in the pick and pop. He has looked good in the pick and pop and the pick and dive. He has looked good. Now, when you rewind the clock back to the bubble, you rewind the clock back to when he was in New Orleans. Not Rasheed Wallace. I'm sorry, Anthony Davis. He had a money mid-range game. He could knock down a 15 to 17 footer.
I looked at the numbers doing research, and it wasn't as good as you probably remember, but it was okay. I think his best year in the mid was like 42-43%.
I mean, and that's good for that's legit for a big man.
I know, but
that's really good for a big man.
If I'm not mistaken,
he's not Kevin Durant.
No, he ain't that dude.
No. But majority of them were sub 40%. Like his best years was 42%. A lot of years he was like sub 40% in the mid. He was okay, but he wasn't as good as you probably.
Yeah, man. If you put Rasheed in this era.
Now, make no mistake about it. I think Rasheed Wallace would be awesome in today's game. I don't think Rasheed Wallace would be good in today's game. I think he'd be awesome in today's game, no doubt about that. But I'm not gonna just look down on Anthony Davis when he's healthy. To go, I'm not really sure because I think Anthony Davis, when he's healthy, we can make the argument he's a top 5 player, definitely a top 10 player.
So
definitely.
Top 5, you stretching it.
Would you take a prime Rasheed in this era? Would you take a prime Rasheed or would you take AD?
A healthy Rasheed Wallace and prime Rasheed Wallace, or healthy Anthony and a healthy Anthony Davis.
Man, I'm taking Rasheed, man.
Yeah, I'm taking Anthony Davis. Yeah,
and prime. Hold on, Portland Rasheed in this era.
In this era, yeah.
I'm looking at him. Rasheed very rarely shot sub 45% from mid. Rasheed was He got a
But
year
she's a bucket.
where he shot over.
He was a bucket.
50%.
No question about that. He was a bucket.
No, wait. There's a year where he shot over 50% from mid. Like Rasheed is just.
She had a money mid-range game. I'm not going to fight
I know
that.
what I'm saying is it's noticeably better than AD's.
That part I'm not. When we talk about the numbers, I mean that's what it looks like. No question about that. But I seen Anthony Davis just like you did. I seen him in the bubble. I seen him in the playoffs. Now I ain't talking about just recently. I seen him in the playoffs, and he was really good. He was really good. So when you talk about Rasheed Wallace as a player to player, I think that Anthony Davis does more on the defensive end, and I think that's where the separation is.
Hey, you said one thing, Lo. He said one thing about him being better than Giannis at that time. I'm gonna challenge that too because if Lo pull up the stats right now, Giannis to me was better than AD at that time.
I don't think Anthony Davis was ever in those conversations, even after the bubble.
Giannis was way better than this dude, bro. For the last 5 years, Giannis been better than all them dudes in my opinion, except for maybe that first of that 5 years in KD. Outside of that, he surpassed all them other dudes, bro. Yeah. We literally talking about a dude in Giannis who could have won 4 MVPs right now.
Also, what AD, I understand what you're saying. We got to spend too much time on it, but I see what you're saying. But it's just like that was just such a unique circumstance that I cannot utilize that as a litmus test of how good he was. They took an 8-month break. They played basically all home games,
right?
No crowds,
right?
Like that's a very unique circumstance. And then also he played a way in which he's never played that way. Like even if you think he was good in New Orleans, shooting the midi and 3. He was shooting like 38% from 3.
So
am I getting bubble ring vibes from Low?
That's what it sounds like.
Oh.
But if you want, that's exactly what it sounds like, Dub. And if you want to rewind it, I mean, you're talking about the 3-month break that they had. I mean, they ended up going back. I think they went back in July. But up until that point, just so you know, Low, that Laker team was on their way to winning 60 games. Not only were they on their way to winning 60 games, Anthony Davis, before COVID shut the season down, he was in the MVP conversation. I mean, we're talking about the best team in the Western Conference. He led them in points, rebounds, and blocks. James led them in assists, and he was playing off James, which is why this thing is happening, which is why they're having such a difficult time today with this, because that was the plan moving forward. Anthony Davis was supposed to be the anchor. He was supposed to be the guy that we run in the offense through. James was supposed to be the guy who was playing off of him, only except we didn't know he was made of glass. We did not know that. And that's why this thing ended up. You did. Ticket, you did. And I can't believe that I'm agreeing with you on this, but we didn't know that.
That man AD in the playoffs up until that last game in Miami, his postseason run, that man was shooting 58% from the field and 40% from behind the arc. That is not the real AD.
And low. On top of what you just said, not only was he hitting everything, they was guarding him with miniature dudes. They had undersized guards guarding him. PJ Tucker guarded him for a series.
That's why they destroyed him.
They had what you call it, the boy who playing for the Suns now trying to get traded. Jay Crowder was guarding him. He ain't had no real like elite bigs.
Yeah, Bam was hurt. Only he missed 2 games. I'm not saying it's fake, Dub, but I just can't.
It sounds like to me what you're doing. You're saying that a lot of people.
It's fake as Kim Kardashian, bro. Sorry.
You're saying a lot of people overrated Anthony Davis and the whole little bubble run because of the break, because of the performance, because it was all around. Everyone was shooting better. I think the main question to me is, are you gonna, in some way, shape, or form, try to discredit LeBron for that as well?
The only reason why is because LeBron has a much larger sample size and track record of performing like that. AD is a player who we already know has a hard time playing all 82 games. So you telling me that you don't think he benefited from a 5-month break? AD is a player who has consistently shown that he's not a 40% shooter from 3. So I'm supposed to now believe that that's just who he is? Or he was doing things that he's never done before. Never.
I could go with the argument with LeBron James. I mean, he's older in age. 2019 he got hurt. 2020 he had the benefit of having that 8-month run too. And every year after that, LeBron has been getting hurt during the regular season. So why couldn't someone twist that way to say, well, LeBron benefited from that as well?
No, I think he did. But what I'm saying is what LeBron did in 2020, I've seen him do that before. Like I saw him do it in 2018, 2017, 16, 15. Like I've seen similar iterations of that. I've never ever seen Anthony Davis perform that well through a stretch like that. I've nenever seen it. So why would I believe that that's really?
I did.
You've never seen him shoot 40% from three.
Well, if you do yourself a favor, Lo, go back and check that series against the Portland Trailblazers in 18 when they swept them. He was awesome in that series. I think he went 20. I think he went 32 and 14. I think he was money from the mid range. He completely dominated that series. Now, when I think about Anthony Davis as an offensive player, I think that maybe his peak was in 2020 in the 1920 season. I think that was his peak. But the problem we having is that he hasn't done it as much. That's where it gets difficult.
He shot 30% from three in that series. He's never shot 40%. I've never seen AD.
I don't think anyone bought the 3-point shot. I don't think anyone was like.
Chill and Doug. I give LeBron more credit for that series than I give AD, bro. I think LeBron James pushed him to. I really do think that LeBron James showed greatness in a different aspect. That I thought that was the first time for me that I saw like real leadership from LeBron James as far as how he pushed AD that season. No, I mean, bro, I'm serious because if you saw AD before that, bro, he refused to play in New Orleans. If this dude had chipped finger, he wasn't gonna play. But LeBron James was making him play all those games. See what I'm saying? And then even when they got to the finals, this dude was out there limping on the leg. He couldn't even play. LeBron had to close the deal then. And he showed step up and do it.
I also think Ticket that I also think he recognized that we're not winning this thing without you. You have to play. Yeah. In order for us to win this thing, you have to play, and you have to play at a high level. So he had to dig down deep. So I do think that James exercised some leadership there, no doubt.
He made AD. He made it. To me, he made AD, bro. Because if not, we talking about AD like Dominique Wilkins when he's over with. Everybody say Dominique was a great player, but they don't ever give him his props, bro. I'm telling y'all, if he don't never run into LeBron James, bro, this dude career, it go a whole different way, bro. He don't survive, man.
And just quickly, Ron, last point. I just don't give. I just don't feel comfortable putting players who are like second options or having like another superstar on their roster unless they like just dominated to the level of like Shaq in 02 or something like that. I just don't put those players in the same conversation as an actual star because it's very clear that Anthony Davis benefited from the idea of playing next to LeBron. Even right now, when they need him to take the next step to be the player that he needs to be for them to lead the team when LeBron starts to regress, he clearly just can't do that. So it's not a knock on him. It's just, I was not having no conversation about Giannis and AD. I think that was.
I hated the AD over LeBron talks. I thought it was ridiculous.
I never got sucked into that, dog. And they was trying to suck me into that. I never got sucked into that.
Yeah.
No,
even if though LeBron was also playing like ridiculous that
led the league in assists.
He was
25 a game,
score, and he was a good defender that year too. So
he messed it up too. LeBron messed it up by not doing that again. He messed it up by coming off the point. Even though I know it's strenuous to run the point at that age, they should have ran it back one more time the same way they did it before when he was on the ball.
Well, they tried to.
That was the problem. Ticket.
Yeah, I know they got Schroeder, but I'm just saying if he broke down that way,
that was the problem.
Well, that team was playing well until everybody got hurt.
What I'm saying is he was going to break down. I mean, they broke down anyway. Him and AD broke down.
I'm saying Low. I disagree because I'm saying that year he was playing the point when they won a chip. He just came in and gave it to AD. He looked out for AD. So and then he turned it on when he needed to. I'm saying if he would have did that this year or the last year, I think he would have had a better chance.
That was the plan, though, Ticket. That was the plan moving forward. Because
he said they brought in Schroeder.
Yeah, they changed it. They brought in Schroeder. And Schroeder said, "I want to start. I'm coming here to start."
He screwed that up. He straight screwed that up.
Wait. Let's not do that because when they were playing that year, right after they got Schroeder, LeBron was in MVP talks.
Yes,
on
he was.
top of that, the Lakers
after or
was
before?
the first.
What do you mean? After or before?
When Dennis Schroeder got there, right?
In 2021.
This was before Russell Westbrook and everything.
2021, yeah.
The Lakers before everyone was getting hurt, I think they were top 3 seed. LeBron was in MVP talks, and everyone was praising them like they was about to repeat. So I don't see how it's a problem with having Dennis Schroeder there if they were successful.
No, but my point is that if LeBron broke down in that environment, then he's gonna bound to just break down in general. Him and AD were just bound to break down. If they broke down with another ball handler on that roster, they were gonna break down regardless. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. One more super chat from my man, that one essential barber. He said, "Who was more important to their legacies? D-Wade to LeBron or Pippen to MJ?"
That's a good question right there. That is a good question.
What? No, it's not.
No, yes, it is.
That's damn near good. That's a damn near tie, bro.
Hold on. Hold on, Ticket. Before you even go, Lo, why do you think this isn't a good question, Lo? I'm all ears to hear this.
Oh man, because what? Come on, what we saying? Come on, let's be honest, guys. Come on.
What do we need to be honest about?
Wait till LeBron.
Nah, Low, because Mike Low, even though Mike was a dude.
Ticket. Don't Ticket. Don't let him off the hook. Explain that, Lo. Explain that. What are you talking about?
No, let me get Ticket back in this.
No.
I'm asking him. Did MJ need Scottie Pippen to teach him how to win?
Hell yeah.
No, I'm not. No, listen.
Hell yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But listen, it was different ways. He had to teach Pip, but he needed Pip to do what Pip did, take the tough defensive assignments.
I get that. Yeah.
He needed Pip to be at the level Pip was at in order to get over the Detroit Pistons.
I'm not saying that.
To get through those other teams. And then when you look at LeBron and D Wade, LeBron needed D Wade's leadership and calmness at that time to show him how to get through those situations. LeBron was a beast as a basketball player, but LeBron James didn't understand mentally how to get through certain situations.
So did Michael Jordan need that?
Huh?
Did Michael Jordan need that?
No, I'm just saying.
That's
it's
what I'm
different.
saying.
Okay, listen. I asked you like this, and I asked Dub and I asked Marz. How many chips y'all think Mike would have won without Scottie?
I don't think either one are winning
who's
rings
replacing
without
him?
each
Who's
other.
replacing him?
It depends who's.
No. I'm saying no.
If we take them off the teams, none of them are
no,
winning.
none.
If it's just the same team, none of them will win.
But who's
none of them
replacing him though?
No, I'm saying no. I'm just saying if you didn't, let's say you didn't have Scottie Pippen, right? Okay, let's say they did the trade like they was going to do for T-Mac. I think Mike would have got some chips with T-Mac.
I agree.
They were going to trade T-Mac for Pippen, but it would have been down the line. I don't think it would have been early because I don't think T-Mac was ready that year, right? So Mike maybe would have got 3 chips with T-Mac, right?
Now,
would he have been as patient with T-Mac though?
Probably not. But let's say
listen, he would have pushed T-Mac because T-Mac had more ability than Pippen.
Right.
T-Mac could have been a great defender and a great offensive player. So I do think, but when you think about LeBron and D-Wade, bro, to me,
yeah.
If they didn't, bro, they underachieved too, bro. Them dudes didn't get hurt. If D-Wade don't get hurt, bro.
They did.
Bro, I want you to think about that, Chilton. If D-Wade don't get hurt, and let's just look at the immaturity of them that first year when they lost to Dallas.
Dallas, right.
If they was just smart, if they was just mature that year, and they win that year, I think they run like 3. I think they 3-peat at least.
Right.
Yeah, they would have, yeah. For sure.
So if you think about that, that's why I said it's close, bro. Because if you take D-Wade out of the picture, who else in the league was going to do that for LeBron James at that time?
That's my point.
Well, here's I think the thing you missing, Lo, was number one, Jordan needed Pippen to turn into that guy.
No, for sure.
Not only did he need Pippen to turn into that guy, he needed Pippen for himself to get better. Okay. He absolutely needed Pippen for himself to get better. So he put the battery in Pippen's back, and in the process of putting the battery in Pippen's back, he gave Jordan the confidence to be a better offensive player, even to be a better wing defender than he already was,
for sure.
Because he had that guy. Now you flip over to LeBron James and D Wade. Now we're talking about a different scenario, and the reason why we're talking about a different scenario is because James was trying to be that guy. Wade saw that in him, and Wade said, "I got to step back and let you be that guy. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to get to where we're trying to go." Which is, go ahead. I'm sorry. Which would explain why I had this conversation about KD and Steph, because Steph could have threw a monkey wrench in that thing. He could have said, "Yo, this is my crew. I'm not taking the backseat to you. You got to get on board with us," and completely throw a monkey wrench in it. Wade did the complete opposite, and he told James, "I'm gonna play you off you. You have to be the guy, and in order for us to get to where we're going, you got to be that guy." Now, if Wade doesn't break down in 2014, which, by the way, that San Antonio Spurs team, that was the most beautiful basketball I've ever seen in my life. No question about that. But in 2010, they weren't there yet, and that's when Wade was able to dial it back and go, "Yo, you take the lead, because we're not going to do this if you are going to play off me. That's not you. That's not who you are. I'm going to play off you."
And what's more impactful? What's more impactful to their legacy? Jordan having the proper Rodman, or D Wade allowing and grooming LeBron to be the leader that he needed to be? Which one is more impactful?
Well, let's take Rodman off the table.
You know it's LeBron.
Hold on, Lo. Because what you keep forgetting that they did win the NBA championship 3 more times before they got Dennis Rodman. And not only did they win the NBA championship 3 more times, it's because Scottie Pippen turned into that dude.
No, that's fine. But what's more important, though? What's more important? Rodman being the proper I'm not Robin. I'm sorry. I said Robin. I'm sorry.
That's
He said Robin, yeah.
Pippen being the proper Robin to Jordan, or D Wade allowing LeBron to be the man he needed to be and grooming him into the leader that he needed to be. Because if LeBron never reaches that point in his career, we're not even having the conversation right now.
And if that's true, Lo, if that's true, Scottie Pippen could have done the same thing. If Scottie Pippen's coming into his own, he could look at Jordan and go, yo, I'm better than this. That's why the problems ended up being what they were going forward.
Hey, I'm gonna throw an example to you, Dub. Watch this, Dub. Let me ask y'all a question. What do y'all think happens if change D Wade with Carmelo, and let's say it's Carmelo, LeBron, and Bosh?
It wouldn't work.
See, okay, so that's what I'm saying to your argument, Lo. I understand where you're coming from on that, because Carmelo was an all-time great. He was one of the best players in the league. He won top 10 players in the league at that time, if not top 15, easy. So even if you would have put a guy like Melo in that spot at that time, you guys think that he wouldn't have had the same impact of D Wade?
He would not have. No.
I think that fit is terrible with Bosh, LeBron, and Melo. I don't know how that would work out.
But even if you put another guard, think of another guard. Not Kobe either. Because Kobe
during that time, Vince Carter. Let's say Vince Carter.
Oh, hell no. Oh, my God.
Vince Carter was one of the top guards.
Are you talking about 2011? Another guard.
You're talking about Vince Carter in his prime.
Oh, you talking about
Carter? Vince Carter would never. Vince Carter is not the type of player who would have ever been able to groom LeBron or allow LeBron space to. No, he wouldn't, because Vince Carter didn't even know how to do that. So no, he would not.
So if that's true, Lo, then you look at back then with Scottie Pippen and Jordan, who is taking a back seat and basically grooming themselves in addition to Jordan putting the battery in their back. Is Dominique Wilkins? Drex is not doing that. Drex is not doing that. No way. No. But Drex did it for Hakeem in year 12. We're talking about. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. He thought if Jordan would have went to Portland in the draft, that Drexler would have made Jordan be the second guy.
No, flip it around.
No. I'm saying Drexler was in Portland. He told them to draft Michael Jordan. They didn't. You telling me that you think that if Portland would have drafted Michael Jordan with Drexler on the team, Drexler would have told Mike, you the second option, I'm the first?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Do I think that they would have? Do I think Drex would have told Jordan?
The year Jordan was in the draft.
Yeah.
The Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah.
Drexler went to the front office and said, draft Michael Jordan.
I didn't know that.
They didn't draft Jordan.
I never heard that. Never heard that.
Look it up. This is NBA stories. Look it up. He told them to draft Jordan. They didn't draft Jordan. So. They went a different direction, right?
You telling me that because Drex was in his Drex was already 2 years in the league. So he would have took a back seat to Jordan, a rookie Jordan. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
But also, I don't think
he would have done that.
The final nail in all this is that Jordan was still winning when Pippen was declining and was not the same player he once was. Pippen was in the 98 finals with a bad back, and Jordan was still able to carry them on. So even when Pippen was no longer the same player he was in the first three-peat, he was still able to win championships. As soon as LeBron and Wade started to decline, that team, just the dynamic of that entire team just didn't look the same anymore. And I understand the 2014 Spurs, in my opinion, a better team than the 98 Jazz. But it didn't even look close, though.
That's very important to add that. I mean,
to be fair, but it didn't. It wasn't even at that. They were getting blown out. The Heat were getting blown out. So even when Pippen was declining and wasn't the same player that he once was before, no. And even when they went to the first finals, Michael Jordan still picked up on the assignment to guard Magic Johnson, so he could still handle that from time to time as well.
Right.
So no, it's come on. LeBron needed to be groomed to being a leader.
Yeah,
that is way more important than
to go off of low points. To go off of low points, I think. And Lo, Showtime, you talked about Michael Jordan had more confidence on offense when Scottie was there. No, MJ always had that confidence no matter what. He always had that mentality of I'm this guy. And that was especially when he was with Doug Collins. It took Phil Jackson and Michael Jordan to understand the fact that, I got to let these guys get off. I got to let these guys be themselves. I have to let these guys help me to propel the team to play championship basketball. When in LeBron James, it took Dwayne Wade performed great in 2011. It took his own player to be like, nah, son, I need you to step up to the plate. I need you to be this guy because you're better than me. And we're not going to win this unless you're the best guy on this team. While Michael Jordan already took that within his mind frame. It's like, nah, I need to allow these guys to be themselves, take a back seat from being this crazy. He was what 30, 38 and 8, average like damn near a triple double for a month. I need to sit here and take a back seat to allow these guys to be themselves because that's what's gonna win us a championship. And LeBron James needed somebody to tell him and to teach him that.
Facts, Dub. Hey, Dub, and Marz learned a lesson from me. I see how Marz was listening when I hit chill with that. When I hit chill with that history lesson on Clyde. You see how Marz was taking notes. That's why I said, Marz, don't bring no notes, boy. I'm trying to tell your ass. And look, you need to go look at that story. Clyde Drexler, he begged them. Drexler begged them, bro. He begged them dudes to draft Michael Jordan, and they went and they got Sam Bowie.
Actually, it was Bobby Knight who was the one who said that because they said that they needed a center, and Bobby Knight was the one who told the Trailblazers, "Yo, put Jordan at center." He was the one who said that.
But he went to the organization and told them, Clyde was like, "Yo, Mike."
This is who I'm telling. Bobby Knight is talking to the general manager of the Portland Trailblazers. This was right after the Olympics in '84, and they asking him, "Yo, we need." He's telling them to draft Jordan. Bobby Knight is like, "Yo," he's like, "We need a center," and Bobby Knight was like, "Play Jordan at center. Do not pass on him." So.
But who would you have drafted at that time?
Well, it was a big man's game, and nobody knew that Jordan was going to be that good. Drex was turning into that player, so I thought that Sam Bowie, even though as good as he was, I thought that he could put himself right in the middle of what they're doing. And I've been said this for countless times. I'll never. If Hakeem Olajuwon is on the board and you pass on him, you fired. Period. I've been saying that, and I stand on that logic. I stand on that.
That's crazy that Bowie was really drafted ahead of both of them guys.
He was
insane.
He was. Yeah, he was. He was number 2 pick ahead of Jordan. Yeah.
All right, y'all. Moving along, my man, CP3 said it was the Hack-a-Shaq era. After that Jazz game, is it now the Embiid era?
No, because he just had 59 2 nights ago. So no, it ain't. Absolutely not. I seen that look before, and I don't know if. I can't speak for everybody, but I seen that look before that Joel Embiid had when he was looking at marking. This dude can't cover me, and I'm going after him. And anybody else that's out here, I'm going after them. And they had nothing for him. So the Embiid era, that's not going on. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I agree, man. Shaq,
yeah, I felt bad. I felt bad. My Utah Jazz brethren was getting torched like that, man.
Couldn't
that was
do nothing
sad
with
to
him.
see. It was so sad to see, man.
Fraudulent Jazz.
I just looked it up. Yeah, Clyde Drexler did say he wanted Jordan.
I told y'all that.
Hey, that nigga taking that. Hey, ticket. That nigga taking the back seat.
Yeah, he taking the back seat. Hey, look,
He definitely say he taking the back seat.
He telling him to bring Jordan first day of practice.
Jordan said himself. He said, when I got in the Bulls, I looked for the best guy on the court, and I'm like, yo, I got to take this over. I think Jordan would have tried to do that same way to Clyde Drexler.
He wouldn't even had to. Clyde would have been like, "It's yours, baby. Go ahead, have it."
Yeah, true.
They might have won more chips than he won in Chicago.
Yo, Scripper the Flipper tapped in. He said, "Yo, I'm dead." Laughing emojis. Ticket is must-see TV. Even when he's dead wrong, he's hilarious, bro.
Yeah, I be wrong sometimes. I'm human.
I put the link in the chat too, just in case you want to see it. Chill. It's a whole video of him actually saying it too. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Tough.
Another super chat from Cute Pics of Little Uzi. He said, "Ticket and OG, love your takes. And Marz, you dead wrong for saying you would clamp Pele. You have no respect for your elders."
What?
Pele's trash.
Marz.
It's not ridiculous. It's not ridiculous.
Marz, you serious, yo?
Yeah, Pele's trash.
Marz is an athlete. Marz is an athlete, bro.
Pele's
Got
trash.
it. He got it.
Oh my god.
Pele's trash.
All right, so we gonna keep it lit. If you guys want to hear more about Marz on Pele, we actually have a FIFA show, soccer, football for the Europeans and foreigners. Football show on Mondays. Marz is the host and a star of that show, along with my man Louis. If you guys see him in the chat, Louis is down. Throw him some love in there. All right, we're gonna get into some current topics and things that have happened this week. Players of the week this week was Stephen Curry. He averaged 38. 6 rebounds on 64% shooting. The Warriors went 2-1. Joel Embiid averaged 40, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists. The Sixers went 3-1, and Joel went absolutely nuclear the other night, dropping 59, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, and 7 blocks. I want to hear about these two guys, in specific Joel Embiid. Dub, how you feel about this?
Why?
I think Joel watched the panel and seen how low ranked him, and he was like, "Nah, I gotta step up my game and drop that 59 ball." I mean,
He
this is
heard
what
you,
we
Lo.
expect.
He heard
He
you.
heard you, Lo. He heard you. I mean, it's what you expect. I mean, Joel Embiid's a great player, so I mean, he was bound to turn things around, and happy to see. Like I said before, I feel bad for what he did to my boys, man. I'm on the Utah Jazz train, and I'm not coming off it. Pause.
Hey, it doesn't matter, bro. Because the only thing that matters is can he do that when it count in the playoffs?
Yeah.
That's the only thing I care about with Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
I don't care about nothing he do in the regular season no more. I want to see it in the playoffs when he's playing, when he ain't hurt, sick, or something else that's stopping him from playing or trying to win a game.
I want to see it next game.
He ain't giving you 60 in the next game.
Right,
Lo.
come
Knock
on.
it
It
off.
ain't got to be 60 because he playing the Bucks. Had that saying, you got that energy for Larry Markin, you better have that energy for Giannis and Brook Lopez.
Fair. Absolutely. That's fair.
That's all. I want to see something now.
I think the difference with what you saw a couple of nights ago, he played in the mid range. His game was 19 feet in the mid post and at the box. That's where he is the most effective. He gets himself in trouble, and if you're a point guard and you're a floor leader, you'll notice playing with a big man. He's stopping at the 3-point line when the mid post is wide open. He's stopping at the 3-point line when the box is wide open and he got a smaller guy on him. Now, a point guard who knows the game will be screaming at him, pointing him in that direction to get to the box or to get to the mid post. He gets himself in a lot of trouble when he stretches the defense. Guys
Stop right there. Stop right there, chill. Now watch. Now you see what he just said, right, Doug? Marz, y'all seen what you said. Now I'm gonna cook his ass right now. Trap. Marz, this fool set a trap. Now, let me ask you a question. With all that you just said about Joel Embiid, let's take 1 second to go back to that conversation we had about Shaq in this era.
Yep.
You don't think that Shaquille O'Neal, without all that stuff that you talking about that Joel Embiid got, you don't think Shaq will put up better numbers than Embiid right now?
Right now? I mean, did I not say Shaq would be awesome offensively?
No,
I'm 100% confident I said.
Answer the question, because I'm getting to my point. Answer the question.
Would he be getting 60? I don't know about that.
Hold on. Come on.
You don't think he have a game where he can say?
Hold on.
I mean, he can
have a game.
Yeah, he can get 60. All right, yeah, he can get 60.
Watch this, Lo. Lo, what is Joel Embiid averaging this year, Lo?
30 or 32 or something like that.
Now, Lo,
is he averaging that much?
That same Shaq in Orlando would have been averaging right now in this NBA.
No, I think Shaq would have been clearing 30 in today's league. Like
around
34
around 33, 34 game.
Yeah,
in this era.
No, Dub, he would have been clearing 30.
Wow.
Like not like 30.1. No, he would have.
So you got him well over 30, like 33, 35.
He would have been averaging like 33, 32, 33.
Without all that mid-range you talking about with Joel. Now watch this. Chill town. Let me ask you a question. Is Joel Embiid great defender in the pick and roll?
Is he a great defender in the pick and roll?
Don't stutter.
I'm not stuttering. No, he's not over.
Don't stutter.
No. I'll tell you what, though, he's better than Shaq in the pick and roll. Ain't no body bag. He's better than Shaq in the pick and roll. I bet you that.
To come back, Lo. He set himself up.
Oh my goodness.
See what?
I bet you he's better than Shaq in the pick and roll. Shaq was bad. Shaq was terrible in the pick and roll. Terrible. And it got exposed every time that they played against the Utah Jazz. Every time. That's not my opinion. That's a fact. You can go watch that. That happened.
To Ron's
so
question.
You sure you want to zip that body bag up or you want to open it? Are you sure? You want to open that body bag back up or you want to close it? You sure? That's what I thought.
Hold on.
Oh my God.
Use Jokic.
No, let's be honest. Hold on. Hey, Lo, do y'all think that Joel Embiid is a great pick and roll defender?
No, I don't think he's a great one.
Okay, now we established that, right? Now Shaq isn't either, right?
Correct.
Now watch this. This is all I was saying to you earlier when I was saying that Shaq would have been able to do just as fine in this league because all the big men we talking about that's great outside of Giannis ain't really great pick and roll defenders.
Right.
Jokic ain't. He ain't. None of them dudes.
Correct.
But guess what? Shaq would have been more dominant on the other end because he's not playing against the same caliber of big men he was at that time against Hakeem and those guys and David Robinson and those guys.
Now, here's the difference, Ticket, with what you just here's the difference with what you just said. Shaq struggled in the pick and roll. It was only one team that really put him in the pick and roll and really made him struggle. Joel Embiid is playing in the pick and roll against plenty of teams, so he's getting plenty of opportunity to deal with the pick and roll. Shaq, on the other hand, he's worse than Joel Embiid in the pick and roll. So I think it would be much different. Do I think Joel Embiid is a great pick and roll defender? No, I do think he's better than Shaq, though.
All right.
In the pick and roll. That's as far as I'm going.
I'm saying so we saying the defense, he might have slightly been better. I'm saying even Shaq without all that big man mid-range stuff you talking about with Joel Embiid, Shaq would have been like Giannis is today. KD and them got all the mid-range
he averaging He averaging more than Giannis. I think Shaq in today's league averaging like 30, 32,
Yes.
33 routine.
There's no question. Shaq would destroy the game today. I think he'd be awesome in today's game. There's no question in my mind. Offensively, Shaq would be awesome in today's game.
But that's
no
what I'm
doubt
saying
about
to
it.
you, along with Penny Hardaway, who fit better in the game than John
Yeah,
Stockton,
he do.
along with Dennis Scott and Nick Anderson, whose threes would have went up because of the volume of threes they shoot in this era. Come on, bro, stop playing with me. I do this for real.
Hey, Ron, I might need to type
Salute
soon.
ticket.
Let me
Salute
before
ticket.
I say that. Shout out to Embiid. He played great. He put up monstrous numbers. I'm not even gonna poo-poo him, even though it was on teams that were like, that he was able to dominate, but still put up like ridiculous numbers. It was crazy. However, I do want to talk about Steph. Bro, Steph, if he continues to go down the path he's doing this year, bro, that he, in my opinion, he'd be undeniably top 10 all time. Undeniably. This would be the 10th, this will even if they don't win, because this would be the 10th year that he would have an all league level caliber season. And I think especially if they can pick it up, he could be back in the conversation to be MVP, like finish second or third in the MVP at worst. The way he playing right now, especially as bad as that team is, bro, they need him to come out on a night-to-night basis and put up like 35, 40 plus to compete. And if he continues to do that on the shooting splits that he's doing, while also leading the team in rebounds and assists, even if he doesn't finish off that way, the fact that he's also having his best facilitating season while also having a volume shooting year comparable to 2016 is absurd. That is crazy.
I'm huffing low because I can't believe that you just said that Steph Curry is leading the Golden State Warriors in rebounding. That doesn't even make sense to me. What are we talking about? And what I have to accept, because you guys know how I feel about the big guy. You know that I think the big guy is the best. But I think that I have to come to the conclusion that maybe James Wiseman just can't play at this level. Maybe he can't. Maybe he can't.
You nasty, chill. You nasty. Don't do that.
He's going to the G League. He's going to the G League.
Wrong system.
This is what I'm saying, Ticket. This is what I'm thinking. I'm looking at him in this system, and it just doesn't work. He looks slow. He looks unorganized. He looks out of sorts, and it's making me think that can this dude even play at this level?
Bro, he doesn't fit that.
That's what it looks like.
Bro, that's a
Now,
guard-oriented system.
That's what I'm starting, and I'm kind of getting away from that because I'm thinking to myself, is it just that he doesn't fit the system, and maybe he can play, but maybe he can't? Because that's what I'm getting confused watching this dude. Like maybe he can't play. I don't, and add that to the fact, Ticket, that as a big guy, right? As a big guy, it's not that difficult for me to rim protect. I don't care what system I'm in. I can rebound. I can rim protect. And I can defend in the paint. I don't care what kind of system I am in defensively. I should be able to, at minimum, defend, rebound, and protect the paint. I should be able to do that as a big guy. Yo, this dude, the last 5 games, if I'm not mistaken, before they lost to Sacramento, he was averaging 11 minutes, 3 points, and 2 rebounds. Completely and utterly ineffective. He was giving them nothing.
Yo, this boy easy to beat. Now I thought that this was the same dude. Now, Low, y'all tell me if I'm lying, Ron. You got the tape. I thought this was the same dude when we talked about defense. Oh no, it wasn't about no James Wiseman. I thought it was $100 million man Draymond Green that was making the difference. I thought that the same dude, Chilltown, who capping right now, said that he would keep Draymond Green right now more relevant to the team defensively and anchor over Jordan Poole, right? But we're seeing that Draymond Green ain't as great of an anchor defensively as y'all say he is. We're seeing that guys like GP2, guys like Otto Porter Jr. in the past, guys like Iguodala, guys like Andrew Wiggins in this past playoff run, they were all
Ticket. Are you aware that the Golden State starting Ticket? Hold on, Low, real quick. Ticket. Are you aware that Golden State starting 5 when they're on the floor, they're one of the top 5 defenses in the league with Draymond Green on the floor? Are you aware of that? Are you aware of that?
Because the bench is trash.
Because the bench is trash. Nothing else from the rest of their guys.
The bench has been stepping up like last couple of games. But
since
James Wiseman stopped playing,
since 1989.
The bench is bad though. That's the reason why
the bench has been bad though. The
So
starting lineup has been one of the
y'all
best
telling me
lineups
they
in the
get
league.
blown out in some of these games because of the bench?
Yeah, there's
I don't think the Warriors have been blown out. I don't think they've
Has
been
not. Hey, hold on, Marz. Has
Not
nothing
one
to do with
game.
Draymond Green. They getting blown out because of the bench.
They haven't been blown out. The
It's
games are
only
close
one
because the
game
starting
where-
lineup has been
one
so
game
great
they've
and the
been
bench
blown
has been
There's
terrible.
one game they've been blown out. Just one. But the
Oh.
problem,
Go ahead, Lo, I'm
with it-
sorry if I interrupted you.
No, the problem with the team is just like defensively. To be fair, to Ticket, I guess there isn't nobody coming off the bench that can provide defense. It's supposed to be either Kuminga or Wiseman, but they've been, shoddy at best.
Jordan Poole is a bucket of extra crispy coming off the bench. They go
and
after
he's-
him.
He's even
They
worse.
go after him.
I was never
But that's new,
expecting.
though. That's not
Yeah,
new.
I
We
wasn't
all
expecting
knew
Yeah,
that.
but you put him in the starting lineup. You see what happened, right?
Offensively,
Also that boy Clay boy, he's finished. I'm sorry, Marz.
I hate it when
Hey,
they do this
I
shit,
said he
bro.
wasn't
I
the same
really-
Klay Thompson.
Hey
I'm
Clay,
not surprised.
hey Marz, I'm sorry. He's finished, dog. He's finished, dog.
Nah, yeah,
we
you
don't
can
have.
say that.
I'd like to come back to this conversation in another month.
But even
I'm
with
not sure
all
that
me
Clay is
saying
over
that,
yet.
if
I'm not.
Curry keep doing this, bro, that's
See,
crazy.
thank you. That's the shit I fucking hate. You say this nonsense, bro. Oh, he's leading the team he's leading the team in assists. He's leading the team in rebounds. Bro, with 6 rebounds and 6 assists. Give me a break. If he had a team with a Clint Capella, you wouldn't be saying this. Like, please.
Okay,
I like the
all right,
narrative,
no.
Ben. I like the context, Ben. But god damn it,
All
bro.
right,
It's
dude.
only
All right,
6
fine,
and
all right,
6,
fine.
man.
I find up. He's
Kevon Looney
averaging
averages
30. He's
0.3
averaging
more
32
rebounds.
points, 6.5 rebounds, 6.5 assists. Has only
That-
turned the ball over.
And it's great. It's great, though. I'm
No,
not
that's not. Wait,
discrediting it.
no. Let's be clear. Calling what I'm about to say next great is grossly undervaluing what I'm talking about. Only 2.5 turnovers for somebody who's averaging 31 points is unheard of, and shooting splits of 52, 43, and 92 is also unheard of, because the only other player who's going to do that in NBA history at that volume is Steph Curry. So no, it's historic.
No, don't get me wrong. What he's doing is
awesome.
great.
No doubt
I
about it.
said
He's
out my
awesome.
mouth in another show, I said, yo, this is probably the best version of Steph Curry I've ever seen.
Which
And
is
I will
crazy.
stand on that.
Hey,
And I
hey,
stand on
no,
that.
no.
But
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 you gonna-
please don't say no nonsense. Oh, he's leading the team in rebounds and assists and just giving that shit extra credit, because it's like, bro, it's only 6
No,
rebounds.
but
No,
Like,
the
come
But he's
on,
still
bro.
doing. But we
Come
can't
on,
dismiss
man.
we can't
No,
dismiss
but
it though, dog.
you're
We
missing
can't
the
dismiss.
point.
No, you're completely
No,
missing the
man.
point, dog. You can't
He's
dismiss that.
no.
second
Nah,
in
fuck
rebounds
that.
and assists.
No,
in the league.
Bring
no,
up the
no.
shit you talked about with the 2 turnovers and
No,
stuff.
all right,
I
fine,
like
fine,
that.
fine.
I love
But
that. The
Dub,
rebounds,
you're
come on,
missing
man.
the point. The fact that there's only maybe one other player who's averaging more rebounds than him shows you how poorly rebounding the team has been, because there isn't anybody else who's been dominating better than Curry in that statistical category. The
This
fact
goes
that there
back.
isn't anybody else on the team who's clearing 7, 8 assists like there have been in the past is part of the problem, that they're just not getting enough production from other players.
Which
I
goes
agree.
back to my logic
I
about
agree.
James Wiseman.
That's the
But
problem.
this is the narrative then that people fucking push, and I hate it.
Not a
He's
narrative,
lead-
this is a
he's leading.
fact.
No. It is a fact, but it makes it sound a little spicy. It makes it sound a little extra. He's leading the team in rebounding. The team is ass. It's not an accomplishment.
Yes,
Just
it
get out
is.
your mouth.
It still
It's not an
is.
accomplishment
Yes,
if
it
that's what they're
is.
struggling with. This shit is they're just ass. So like it's ass,
But
bro.
in fact, what it does is it compounds how bad they are. Like our
that's
two
what
guard,
I'm saying. It
our guard
compounds
is
it.
leading us in rebounding,
Yeah,
and it's not
it
like Russell
compounds it,
Westbrook
though.
neither. It just makes it worse. The fact that he doing it, which goes back to my logic about James Wiseman. That how is this dude leading us in rebounding? How are you not, as a 5-man, legit 5-man? How are you not at minimum a double-figure rebound?
I agree.
Because
I
He's
agree.
not- he's not playing
I'm
that
not
many
going to
minutes, though. He's
hold
not playing that
him to a
many
higher
minutes.
Yeah,
standard.
because he gets 5 fouls in 6
I'm
minutes.
not going
I
to
know,
hold him
I
to
know,
a
I
higher
know,
standard
Marz, I
because
know.
he's leading his team,
Yo.
his ass team, in rebounds. I'm
Yo.
just not going to do it.
This on the Golden State Warriors, dog. The Golden State Warriors are killing themselves. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'll be very honest with y'all. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. If Steve Kerr would have took that job with the Knicks instead of Wichita, you'd have never heard from him again.
Ever.
He's showing me that he don't know how to make adjustments as a coach. He has benefited off the greatness of Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and dudes. And I'm gonna tell y'all something, right? Anybody worth their grain of salt. Yes, we know that Looney helped them win championships and stuff. Bro, there's no way in hell Looney's supposed to be starting over Wiseman, man. You listen, a guy like James Wiseman, bro, number 2 overall pick, you have to roll with your top guys, bro. You can't have these guys right. Listen, yes, he
Mars,
was
we
hurt
did
last
expect
year.
Mars.
He
Mars,
comes
we
back-
did
hold on.
expect
He
him.
comes back healthy this year. You
I
have
didn't.
to
I
play
said
those
he wouldn't
guys.
be good.
Bro, listen. I'm gonna tell you why. And I'm gonna give you a perfect example, bro. Bro, when you try to play a guy like that off the bench, spot minutes, bench minutes, bro, that's not gonna work, bro. When you got a number 2 overall pick, number 1 overall pick, top 3 pick, bro,
he need to be on the floor. He need to be on the floor on the regular.
You have to sort of give them the keys to the franchise, bro. He went in a situation where he wasn't really needed to play his game. They're asking him to play an entirely different type of game than what he needs to be playing. So if he was on a different team, let's say if he was even on a team like the Pelicans, you would see something better from him. If he was on a team like Memphis, you would see something better from him.
But why though? I'm asking a legit question. Why? What is because
Steve Kerr, first of all, they had to do coming out shooting fadeaways his first year and 3-pointers. That's bad off the bat because they wanted him to fit into their system. He didn't try to adjust the system that tried to fit around him the minutes they were playing. They're saying, look, we got a system, you fit into the system. Wiseman's body type, his movement, none of that stuff fits into what they want to do as a team, bro. He has to get into a situation to where he's in a team where he's getting 10 to 15 touches easy every night.
But bro, he's not shooting threes anymore though.
No, I'm not saying that.
Like in Portland or something like that.
No, I'm saying in the Warriors offense, watch this. You know, when they swing the ball, they making all these passes. They rarely coming down, throwing it to you in the post, letting you go to work. They're always extra pass. You might get a dunk or something like that. He needs to be on a team to where at least 10 times a game, they're throwing it in the post to him, saying go to work. The other times you can throw him alley-oops and stuff like that. For example, he needs I ain't gonna say that, but he needs like a Phoenix Suns situation where he can play like sort of
DeAndre
like,
Ayton.
Yeah, bro.
So if he was in Portland, he'd probably be doing the same thing that Ayton is doing. If he was in Portland with Dame,
the same numbers, 18 and 10. 18 and 10 with about 2
or 3 put up 18 and 10.
Because I'm gonna be
hold on. Low.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you, Marz. This Golden State Warriors thing, this for real got me thinking. I don't know if it's true, but they got me thinking that Wiseman can't play. That's what they got me thinking.
Listen, and the dude
this for real got me thinking that he can't play.
Yo, Low, watch this, Low. If you're a player, you understand this. Like some players are system players. We know this. James Wiseman is a system player. So you know how KD said once, oh, Kawhi, he's a system player. And we found out that later on Kawhi wasn't a system player. He could go do it his own way. They thought he was a system player because his game was condensed in Pop's offense at first when he first went over there because he had elder guys in front of him. But when they put the system around him, look how Kawhi's game grew right before he left San Antonio, and then the rest is history. All I'm saying is if you have a team that drafts him, for example, LaMelo Ball went to Charlotte. If LaMelo Ball goes to a team like
Golden State, if they would have drafted him, can you imagine if Golden State would have drafted him?
If he goes to a team like the Lakers, you don't get to see none of what LaMelo Ball can do. You know why? Because he's playing in a certain type of system that runs around certain type of players. He's not playing around a system that's going to be catered to him like he is right now in Charlotte. So when you got a guy like Wiseman, a dude that's a number 2 overall pick, that's supposed to be a dominant big man, he has to have a system where I'm throwing him the ball in the post 10 times, and then the rest you get him alley-oops and stuff like that, but he has to be getting 15 shots a game. If not, he's going to be a crash dummy, coming to the game, getting fouls, doing dumb stuff, he's out.
So we got to feature him more, and he got to be on a different team. We got to feature him more. We got to go through him more.
It's not like he need to be on a different team. That's what it says.
Because I'm
Santa Cruz Warriors. That's where he is. The Santa Cruz Warriors.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The Warriors got me thinking that this dude can't play. That's what they got me thinking.
Any amount of money, he go to a different team. They passing the ball 10 to 15 times a game. He averaged 18 to 10.
I would bet
I would love to see Ticket. I ain't gonna lie to you, Ticket. I would bet
$50,000.
I would love to see that.
I've been trying to make
Low.
I will bet $50,000 that he cannot average 18 and 10.
Low, you don't think he's trash, Low? Come on, man.
18 and 10 isn't trash though. 18 and 10 is a lot. That's a lot.
No, he's a number 2 overall pick, and the dude can't score. He does have a good J.
But not to 18 and 10 though.
Low, if he's getting the ball.
Nah, bro. 18
low.
And 10
if he's getting low, if you ain't getting the ball, you ain't finna put up them numbers.
18 and 10 is a lot.
Alperen Sengun is an 18 and 10, and Sengun's better than James Wiseman.
No, I'm saying, listen, if he's on a franchise, hold on. If he's on a franchise and he's getting 16 shots a night, y'all don't think he can average 18?
If he takes 18 shots,
I said if he's on a team getting 16 shots a night, y'all don't think he can average 18 to 20 something?
But that's
he
bad.
can get 18 on 16 shots.
That's what I'm saying. But that's still not good though. That's terrible though. That's terrible.
If he's getting 18 shots, he should be getting like 24.
No, I ain't say 18. I said
16.
Even 16 shots.
Yeah, he can get 18 points, but that's not good.
Yeah, he should be 20. He should be at least 20 a game.
Right. So all I'm saying is sometimes that go with the amount of shots you taking. He ain't finna get them cuts on the Warriors. The Warriors don't play like that, bro. They play quick hitting style, bro. We moving the ball a lot, quick hitting, pick, pass. pass, cut, all that stuff. Ain't
James
no come
Wiseman is
down,
more of a-
hold to you in the post, let you go to work. Ain't happening.
He's more of a traditional
My
big.
issue with James Wiseman has never been offense. I don't care if he gets the ball more on offense. He's terrible defensively, can't rebound, has bad hands, fouls every possession. That's the issue. So you say more touches.
Bro,
Doesn't change the fact he's bad defensively.
Marz, that's because Marz, if you ever play basketball, and maybe Phil can tell you this, listen, bro, when you're on the court, bro, and you're in a bad situation, everything can go bad, bro. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? You can be in a situation where a dude that can play don't look like he's good. It just depends on what situation you in. Sometimes situation got to be, it's some players, they can play in any situation. You can put Kobe Bryant on any team, he's going to give you 28, 29 points a night.
KD.
You know what I'm saying? Facts.
KD.
You can put KD in any situation. But guess what? You can't do that with Julius Randle. Some situations, if you put Julius Randle with the Lakers right now, he ain't give you
Julius
20.
Randle isn't good.
If you're not hearing me, Julius Randle led a team to the playoffs when the New York Knicks. But I'm saying,
He was still ass.
if you put Julius Randle on the Lakers right now, he giving you 15 and 10. He's not giving you 20 and 10. He's not that same player. He giving you 15 and 8.
I see what you're saying. I just don't think that there's any team in the NBA that's willing to feature James Wiseman.
No, he can go to
Utah wants to lose games. I'm telling you, trade him to Utah.
Marz,
Who
who
do you think? Who do you think ticket? I mean, we can wrap it up at this.
No,
Who do you
he
think he
can
go
go down
to?
to the Orlando Magic and play with any of those.
No, they straight down there. They got Bol Bol and
No, I'm saying no.
Send
I'm
him
saying
to
I'm saying
Utah,
that's the type of
please.
team.
Right, I understand what you're saying.
He would have to play in. Like he would have to play in a team like that. That's catering to those. He can go to Charlotte right now and get those numbers. In Charlotte right now.
Charlotte, I'll give you that just because they don't have any real bigs. But like Orlando, they have Wendell Carter Jr. and they don't even give him 16 touches.
But that's
and
because
Bol Bol gets it off the glass. Like they don't really feature Bol Bol. He gets it off the glass and goes.
I want everyone to remember
Utah
this.
is the solution.
I want everyone to remember this before we move on.
They want to lose anyway. James Wiseman
Luka Doncic is averaging 34, 2 steals, 8 assists, and 8 rebounds, leading in 4 statistical categories. But y'all don't bring that shit up with him. But y'all bring it for Steph Curry. Man, fuck out of here.
What did you shoot for 3, Dub?
I don't care about that. It's the narrative y'all push. He leading the team in steals, rebounds, assists, and points, but y'all show him the same fucking love, man.
I think he was doing that last year, though.
Hey, Low, I bet you money this. I guarantee y'all this. I bet you if Wiseman was playing for the Lakers, he'll average a double-double.
The Lakers?
If he was playing beside
he wouldn't even play
for the Lakers right now, I guarantee you average double-double.
He wouldn't even play 15
minutes. I guarantee you look a lot better than he look right now.
I ain't gonna lie, Marz. We playing Wenyen Gabriel right now, 15 minutes. So
Wenyen Gabriel was better than James Wiseman. And I know how bad Wenyen Gabriel was. Wenyen Gabriel was better. Stop. James Wiseman is terrible.
I think the Warriors got me thinking that this dude can't play. I've
always said on the Warriors.
But this is what I'm saying, Ticket. This is what I mean. Is it true?
Trying to get rid of him.
Is it true that Wiseman can't play? I don't know, but the Warriors got me thinking that this dude can't play.
That's why
he playing on the Lakers.
All right, so
right now he averaging 13 and 10 right now with the Lakers.
We got to keep it pushing off of James Wiseman. We got to keep it pushing. We got to get into our main topic of the show. So as you can see, the title is, well, which young star will be the face of the NBA? So here's what I'm going to do. You know I like to play games, so we're going to play a little game. I'm going to give you a name, and you ask me, will this player be an MVP in the future? I don't want to start with Luka just because I know that everybody's probably going to say, yes, that's a wash. So we'll move on to some other guys. Next guy, Chilltown, I'm coming to you first, and you know who I'm about to say.
No,
Will Jason Tatum be an MVP or not?
Yes.
Marz?
Yes.
Ticket?
No.
Low?
Is he gonna win it or can he play at that level?
No. But before it's all said and done, will he secure MVP?
No.
In his whole entire career?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he has. Yeah. I think y'all tripping. You don't have a possibility. I think he does.
I think he'll be an MVP level player.
I think he's MVP level.
I think he'll
be in the era with Giannis and Antetokounmpo. Giannis gonna eat up the most of his main.
Voters fatigue.
Luka, Embiid.
And then Luka is coming like
Embiid might win this year.
Come on, Dub, man. Come on, bro.
I mean, listen. I think isn't he leading an MVP right now?
Get one because he comes second enough times.
Yeah.
No, Giannis is ahead in the MVP right now.
Oh, okay. Ron, is that true? Because I thought.
Yeah, it's on NBA. It was on NBA last time I saw it.
Even if though,
can we dead? I'm sick of this voter fatigue logic. Okay, I'm tired of it.
That's real.
No, it's not. And the reason why it's not is because if I'm not mistaken, who finished second last year in league MVP votes?
Embiid. No.
Who? How about the year before that?
Embiid.
That means that they voting for him. So it's not voter fatigue. They still voting for these people.
Oh,
No. But Jokic, no matter what he does this year, will not win the MVP.
He's not going to win MVP.
They're like the joint number 1 seed. Jokic has been by far their best player. Then he's not going to win MVP because he's already won back-to-back. So he's out the equation. Everyone knows he's not going to win MVP. Even though we all know he's an MVP level player.
But I don't
think he has a better chance of winning, even if he has a worse season than Jokic. Simply because.
But it won't be because of voter fatigue, though. That won't be the case. It'll be because somebody was better. It won't be because they just don't want to vote for him. No, that won't be the case at all.
No,
it'll absolutely be
Jokic
because
would have to have the best season ever for people to vote for him.
Which he's not doing that.
Yeah, if he just has another season like he had last season, he would
because
win MVP.
because when you win the league MVP and then you win it again, you got to surpass that season. You can't just do what you did the next season.
Man,
you can't do the same
thing. Get on him.
You can't do the same thing. No, it's not at a higher level. No, it's not voter fatigue.
Yo, I just had to mute everybody. Y'all all talking over each other. Yo, go ahead, Chill. Get your point off. Hold on. There you go. Go ahead, Chill.
If it was voter fatigue, then they wouldn't be voting for these guys. When I talk about LeBron James, when I hear the voter fatigue logic, so from 13 to 2000, I think it was 2020, he finished in the top 5. I think he finished in the top 3 6 of those 9 years. So it's not voter fatigue. They still voting for him. And they're still voting for him at the top of the voting carousel. So it's not like it's no.
What we're saying,
they get 5. No.
Talk to us, Fluid. And I need to know, will Jason Tatum win an MVP over the course of his career?
Jason Tatum, no. He's never winning an MVP. He's not, no. But voter fatigue is 100,000,000% real. And you proved that to me when you told me Larry Bird, after winning 3 in a row, the 4th year was better than the other 3. You said that. So if his 4th year was better than his 3 MVP seasons, what other excuse is there then? They just didn't want to vote for him anymore.
No, now, it's not that they didn't want to. Whoa. It's not that they didn't want to vote. Whoa. You can't say that, Tone. And the reason why you can't say that is because the next year, even though he did have a better year, he didn't have a better year than Jordan. I mean, Jordan was the defensive player of the year. He led the league in scoring that year. Come on, it was not the same thing. No, he was the best offensive and defensive player in the game that year.
What we're saying,
voter fatigue is real.
What we're saying, voters fatigue is real because even though that, let's say, I'll use Giannis as an example, back-to-back MVPs. Even though that it wasn't better, the season he had wasn't better than probably the seasons he had before. It was still better than everybody else if we're sticking with the MVP logic that they have, which is record, performance, being on a winning team, and being the best player on that winning team. Giannis could have easily, I agree with Tick, easily won due to their own description of an MVP, easily won like 4 or 5 in a row due to their logic. But they changed the logic for Jokic because of what? Because they got tired of voting for that fucking man.
Was Karl Malone ever better than Michael Jordan?
No.
The MVP is not about the best. The MVP is that's a terrible argument, Tone, because it's never about being the best player. That's not true, Tone. It's not about the best player.
Was their numbers better? Was their team record better? Not by much.
It still was better.
But who was better between and if after Bird won his 3rd one, who was better? Because you saying Jordan fair, but who was better between like Bird and Magic at that time?
In 1988,
1987, I believe.
In 1987, Magic was better. Even though Bird, Magic had surpassed him at that point.
Why? But is there a reason why? Even though his numbers were better from the year before.
As a player, Magic had surpassed him. Not only did he surpass him, he surpassed him in his team. He ended up winning the NBA championship, beat Bird, outplayed Bird in the finals.
No, but we're talking this regular season. Like in the regular season at 87.
In 1987. Who was better between Bird and Magic?
Yeah, because you said if Bird's numbers continue to increase even from his 3rd MVP, who was better?
In 88, that's when it wasn't 87. It was in 88 when Jordan won it. That was the year that I was talking about.
But I'm asking in 87, who was better?
Magic was better. If we just going off the numbers, I think your argument is you just going off the numbers.
No, I'm just asking a question. Who was better?
Magic was better. And I'm not basing it on the numbers. I'm not basing it on the numbers. I'm basing it on a combination of things. His impact on his unit, how much better they were than the Celtics and everybody else in the league. And that was entirely due to Magic because it's the most valuable player in the game. It's not the best player in the game.
Damn,
we only do the first one, Jason Tatum, Ron. By the way, you look fresh, bro.
He got
Thanks, I appreciate that.
Ooh.
Selfmakertour.com.
87 Magic one, not
You gotta what you call it. See, when people understand something, folks. When people like Low, like Dub, like Tone, like Ticket, when these people come after you, you have to be able to come back at them. Otherwise, you'll get your lunch eaten. These dudes will destroy you if you're not prepared for them. You have to know what you're talking about. If you don't, you're gonna get your lunch eaten. You dudes in these casuals, and you be talking. I tell you, none of y'all dudes could come on here and deal with these dudes because they will eat your lunch. Y'all not prepared for them.
I just ate my dinner.
You don't think 2018? You don't think 2018 Bron was voters fatigue?
2018.
I just think they were.
Well, you know what?
They were also a better
the issue
team.
is Dub. The word voter fatigue, I think, bothers certain people more than others because there's there's narrative, right?
Yes.
There's legacy. I heard an NBA player say, I wish I remembered who it was, just a couple of days ago. You can't vote for like Shea as the MVP because he hasn't done enough in the league yet, even though he's having an MVP caliber season. Statistically, you can't vote him because he hasn't done enough. No, the MVP is this season. It's not a longevity award. It's this season.
No, it is not. No,
See?
it is not.
Yes, it is. It's the
No,
MVP.
it's not.
It's the MVP of the
And
last
reason
season.
and the reason why it's not is the reason why it's not, Tone, is because when the season starts, before the season starts, who's your preseason league MVP, Tone?
That's right. You have 3 or 4 people
And you're going off those 3 or 4
Why
people.
can't someone surprise you?
They could surprise you.
Why don't
However,
you just say just use Derrick Rose? Derrick Rose didn't have any real resume before he won MVP.
Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose
deserves to win that MVP.
Absolutely.
But he's the
there are exceptions
to the rule. That's the exception to the rule.
The majority of league MVPs are guys who you already talked about them previous to that.
That's why I tell you the narrative. Like, there's people who just don't get a sniff because the writers go in saying, and this is why writers alone, it's bad to have them as the only voters. They're not nice to me. They don't give me an interview, so they don't get a vote. No, it doesn't matter what they do to you. I don't give a shit what they do for you. It's what they do on the court. This year, I guarantee you.
Story too.
You watch. You guys laughed when I said Embiid. You watch. If Embiid plays well and stays healthy,
no, he will.
Because he was so close the last 2 years.
Yeah.
If he friendlies up to the problem is he made a stink with the media. If he plays nice, they'll give it to him because he's been so close. Even if he's not the best or deserving. Sorry, I know it's not the best player. Even though he's probably not going to
give it to him over Giannis. Giannis keeps having this season fluid.
I think they would. Yeah.
You think
hold on. Giannis already has
the season Giannis having right now with the way they winning. You think if they keep going like that, but Embiid has a great season individually, but maybe not as many wins. You think they'll still give it to Embiid over Giannis?
Not that.
You said the right word. You said the right word.
Yeah, not that.
Give it to him. I think if it's close, they'll be like, who should we give it to? The guy we gave it to twice or the guy who's been second 2 years in a row? I think they'll sway to the guy that was second 2 years in a row, even though I agree if Giannis keeps doing it, it should be Giannis. I agree with you. It should be him, but I feel like the media will kind of be like, take one now, he might never get one and he deserves one, right? Like, that's why I don't like those narratives, call it whatever you want, that dictate the MVP.
If the Bucks win 65 games and the Sixers win 55, no, I think they'll give it to the Bucks. But if it's like 55, 57, then no, they're
close.
I mean, for Milwaukee to win 65 games, it'll be hard to get not to give Giannis the league MVP.
What I'm saying, listen, man, I understand what y'all saying, but I ain't never seen nothing like Giannis in recent history in the NBA, bro. And I'm talking about, LeBron and them's great, but this dominance this dude got, bro.
Yeah.
In limited time, he ain't even playing 38, 39 minutes a game, putting up these numbers, bro. Imagine if he was playing like the same minutes these other guys playing like 38, 39 minutes. Bro, this dude is stupid good, bro.
He don't need
he rolled his ankle. He rolled his ankle against Atlanta last night, Ticket, and still had 27 and 10. Rolled his ankle.
No Chris Middleton, and they're the best team in the NBA. This is crazy, bro.
Rolled his
We all
ankle
agree
last
with
night.
you who should be.
Hey, don't sleep on Javon Carter though. Don't sleep on Javon
But to Tatum, to the Tatum argument, I think he'll be, not to say that he's D Wade, but similar to Wade, where Wade was able to put up MVP caliber seasons, but there were just other players that were just better than him.
That's why I said
I got 5 more names I got to get through. Come on, y'all. Let's get through these. All right, we spent a lot of time on JT. Let's run through these ones. I got Ja Morant. Will he win an MVP or not? Chill, I'm starting with you.
No.
Marz.
Yes.
Low.
No.
Dub.
Marz, just saying that because of marketability.
Yep.
Okay, I agree. But I'm gonna say no. But I see your point.
Ticket.
You got a better chance at getting pregnant.
Fluid.
I wish, but no.
All right. My next name for you, I got SGA. Will Shea get an MVP?
No.
No.
Marz? Low?
No.
Dub?
Never in life.
Ticket?
Jesus.
Fluid.
Only if he gets traded to the Raptors.
I mean, he got to do what you
Or the
saw.
Knicks.
Russ,
Or the
you
Lakers.
saw. You saw Russ win it. You saw Russ win it, but the narrative was already there with Russ. He's in Oklahoma City.
Average a triple double.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
That's what I mean.
it's
You already.
crazy.
Shea got to do something to surpass that to even be in the conversation. So no.
He should be in the conversation this
He
year.
should
but
be,
no, he's not.
yeah, but no.
All right, y'all. Zion Williamson. Will he get an MVP?
Yeah, go ahead, I got you.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm last.
Yes.
Marz?
Not even a top 30 player, no.
Low?
No.
Dub?
If he don't make no improvements, hell fucking no.
Ticket?
Only thing Zion gonna win is a honey bun eating contest.
Fluid.
How many games you got to play to be eligible for these awards?
55.
65.
Yeah, no.
55.
Forget winning MVP. He'll never play 55 games.
And,
All right, y'all. The next name I got for you is Devin Booker. Will he secure an
Oh my
MVP
God.
award?
No, I don't think so.
No.
no.
Yeah, why are we getting these? Ugh. No. That's like me saying D Mitch MVP. I'm not even gonna lie.
Ticket?
Well,
Yeah.
Yep.
Devin Booker got a better chance at keeping that Jenner girl.
I thought he broke the curse. And I agree. Yeah, no, he's not getting one.
You say you thought he broke the curse?
I thought he broke the curse, but no.
That's a hard curse to break right there.
Yeah,
All right,
and
la-
they Blake Griffin's career.
Last young star I got for you guys is Trey Young. Will he be able to garner an MVP award over his career?
Man,
Nice.
I want to say no, but the way he plays, I'm gonna say no, but I'm reluctantly saying no.
Marz?
Dark horse candidate, but I would probably lean no.
He's a stat sheet stuffer. If his team is like top seed, I think
Yeah.
he'll do it. Yeah.
Atlanta's third in the East.
Yep.
Ticket?
But he's shooting terrible.
He's playing terrible.
Yeah, he is.
Bro, the
Who's
only,
scoring the rounds?
only people I see winning the MVP the next 6-7 years is Giannis, Luka, and Embiid. That's it. The rest
I
of
don't
these
think
niggas-
Embiid's gonna hold up for 6 more years. I'm
I'm saying that the next 6-year stretch, that's the
Yeah.
only players I'm seeing that's gonna in that stretch that's gonna
Right.
actually win. I don't
MVP
think
Wembanyama incoming.
Fluent. How do you feel about Trey?
You know what? I personally don't think I'd ever give him my vote, but the way he stacks a stat sheet, and that's what people look at, the points, the assists.
Yeah.
And again, so if his team finishes in that top 1-2 seed, he has a legit shot.
Yes, sir, Fluent. I see you.
Oh,
Yes, sir. I see you.
Right.
All right, so I got one more question because and Ticket kind of answered it, but so I just named all of these young players. Keep in mind they are the face of the league moving forward as a collective, and you also have Luka in there as well. You guys said no to all of them except for JT. It was a couple people that said yes for JT and a couple for Trey. So who do you guys see winning MVPs moving forward, especially if you do believe voters fatigue is a thing?
Yo,
Okay,
y'all could call me crazy. Palo's fucking crazy. I love watching him play, bro. I think Palo.
MVP though.
I
In the
think
next
yo,
6 years?
if he cleans up his little
In the
shooting
next
touch,
6
if he
years.
clean
6
up his
years.
3-point shooting,
6
I
years,
think
though.
he-
6
I think-
years.
I think it develop into that.
Bro,
Hell yeah.
6 years?
Listen,
6 years, yes.
Hey, listen, it can't be no fatigue when you.
Wait. Giannis was how long did it take Giannis to be
Giannis was
MVP?
in like year 5 or year 6.
Year
He
5,
was-
and he was ass.
Giannis
He was
wasn't
ass.
featured when he came. He wasn't featured when he came in though.
Exactly.
for
So a
the
guy
Giannis-
who's
Look,
featured.
The
So a
day
guy
Giannis
who's
that
got-
happened-
the day Giannis-
for him.
the day
For that
Giannis
to
got
happen,
featured.
for that to happen in the next 6 years, you would Giannis, Luka, and a couple of others will have to either stay stagnant and not get any better. He will have to do something that not even Shaquille O'Neal could do, which is make Orlando relevant for more than one season. And he'll have to fight off those guys who are right now the favorites and any new guys coming in. And we know there's some talent coming in. So that's why I'm like hesitant.
Yeah, when Wembanyama's about to win like 17
MVPs.
MVPs.
Wembanyama's gonna be the best.
He do look nice.
Marz.
He looked.
I told y'all this before. We living in the
with his little giraffe legs crumbling when he tries to cut. Get out of here! Did you not see that?
We're living in the Giannis era, bro. I'm telling y'all. I think this dude gonna win 5 MVPs, bro. Bro, I have never seen nothing like this in my real lifetime. I've seen Kobe be dominant, but I'm talking about MVP dominant, bro. Bro, think about it. They're the number 1 team in the league right now without Middleton, and Drew Holiday's hurt right now.
Yeah,
they're the number 1 team in the
league. He's the best player in the game, and it's not a question.
Does that mean he wins the MVP though? That's
no. The pace they're headed. Hold on, the pace they're headed. He ain't even gonna be a question.
Not a question.
He wins 64, 65 games, 60 games.
He has the potential. He has the potential to put up like Kareem, Jordan, LeBron accolades. Right.
On that note, Ron,
he's 4 NBA finals, like a lot.
On that note, Ron.
All right, y'all. We're wrapping it up. Appreciate you for tuning in. We'll be here at the same time next week.
I want to talk to Ticket when I get a minute. I just want to know where Ticket went to school at. That's all. I was about to say, why'd you make